Wagwan peoples and pimps. Wagwan girls and ghouls. Hello everyone in between. Ah, what's good? What's poppin', ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between? I am your host, Nino, aka Q-Ray, aka the Human Lashy Machine, aka the Hot Take Intellectual, Young Giga Drill, the Nigerian Don Dada, aka Lil Heart Attack, Ieyasu Toku Ganja, Miyamoto Too Flashy, aka Atori trapping out the bando. I don't pay for my Netflix, I got people for that, aka Atlanta's original Otaku, aka the Millennial Falakuti, aka the Pagan Slayer, Bugs Money, aka Young My Size, hey gat. I'm chatting to you. Raw, you're gonna dub me, I ain't calm your butters anyway. AKA the colonizer pulverizer, aka Boss Nine of the Shiri Mafia, Strong Boy Jaeger, Childish Gam 90, call me Cash the Stampede, cause all I do is make this money and spread love and peace. AKA Charles Spasnable, Blink Hyuk On, aka that kid from too many places to count. AKA Mr. Black and Platinum was popping, was good, nigga, was popping. Yes. Someone said Jason Todd. What the fuck? Yes, Jason Todd. Yeah, yeah. If you lot want to have that discussion now, if you lot like, okay. So I don't know why anyone would be new here. I don't think anyone is new here. But the stream titles are always a fucking joke. But like, if you lot are ready to have the argument as to why Jason Todd is the best Robin, and that is indeed a factual opinion I hold, like, if you want to have that fight, we can have that fight. But I have other things I'd like to discuss as well. Still, like. Anyway, aside from that, how's the stream health? How's the stream health going? Let me know from chat. Let me get responses as to how I'm sounding. Jesse, introduce yourselves. If you have AKAs, now's the time. Oh, that's not. Trust me, that is not my thing. That is a very universal thing. Having a long list of stupid AKAs in your podcast, it's a thing Jesus and Mero started, but like folks do it, like loads of folks. Oh my days. Oh my days. Really, all you have to do is like keep thinking of AKAs. Like, just think of funny things, just funny names that correspond with stuff you really like, and keep digging that hole until you make a bunch of funny ones. That's the reason why I have so many like feudal Japan ones. Like, that's why I have so many feudal Japan ones that have to do with weed, because it's like, ooh, Ieyasu Toku Ganja. That's like damn, who would have thought? Or what's it called? Miyamoto Too Flashy. Everyone loves that one. Miyamoto Too Flashy. Oh, aka the rap games Kurakami. Oh man. Anyway. Jesus, I don't want to do that whole thing where I forget why I started the stream. Jesse, you come up with a topic first, and then I'll probably remember why I'm here. Yeah, you know what? Okay, so let this is an anime channel, and we can talk about anime. And for once, I am watching a lot of anime in my life. Uh, Anime is getting really fucking sick, dog. Anime is getting really sick. How am I sounding? Am I too loud? Am I too loud? Is it? How is it feeling for you? I know I'm sounding like a dude trying to lose his virginity. Huh. Oh my days. Tim Drake, best Robin. Alright, okay. So, alright, fine. Since Terrence is here, since Terrence, you know what, Terrence, Te- Terrence, check your Discord, Terrence. Oh my gosh, Terrence, check your Discord. Oh my god, I can't even. nah. This is absolutely T dot. Yeah. I'm. Who else did I add? Remove that from group. Remove that person from the group. What the fuck? Jesse, are you there? Hmm? No, I got rid of the super, but I added T Sage. Who? Why the fuck is Did I add Super? Who's Super? I don't know anyone named Super in fuck on Discord. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Terrence, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Seriously, bro. Like, you have you. Uh Someone said DB. Someone said DBZ the best. Private message or, bro, fuck going back to school. This college shit ain't for me. Da da da. Ah, that's a mood. That's definitely a mood. Terrence, can you yeah, so all right, so people are wondering why I said Jason Todd is the best Robin. I'll do the whole Jason Todd is the best Robin spiel, dog. I'll do it. Yeah, I'm chewing gum. Jason Todd kiss my oh gosh. All right, so the fundamental reason why I think Jason Todd is okay, he's here. So the fundamental reason why I think Jason Todd is the best Robin is because I think Jason Todd typifies both the best parts of having of like why Batman needs Robin, as well as the biggest fears as to why Batman doesn't want a Robin or the kind of help that a Robin necessarily would provide. Most folks have this weird idea about Batman where it's like, oh, I miss when Batman didn't have Robin. Like, all the stories where there's no Robin are really fucking sick. Batman just on his own, one on one against all these. It's like, no, not really. It's never really been a thing. Like, what you know when literally Batman Cape was it started publication in fucking what? First publication. Batman's first publication was it in 1939, right? So let's look up Robin and see the first book Robin showed up in. Detective Comp, April 1940. Robin was a part of the Batman universe a year into the run, my guy. So for literally as long as there's been a Batman, subtract 1 year, and that's as long as there's been a Robin. So before we even get to that, Robin as a character represents everything like Batman isn't. He's meant to be like the weak, the weak, like the weak looking sidekick, the colorful, bright, bouncy sidekick to the dark brooding Batman. And like, yeah, Jason Todd 1.0 kind of sucked because they just gave him Dick Grayson's backstory, sure, but the reworked Jason Todd was great. Oh gosh, this is already a pretty bad argument. Jimmy, assuming anyone knows any Robins besides Teen Titans cartoon. Ha, okay, look. People know Robins. People know loads of people know loads of different Robins. Like there's like I know, okay, they don't necessarily like they can't necessarily name them, but anyone who has any interest in DC Comics has a favorite Robin. That's fundamentally it. But the other side of it, like, yeah. Oh my god, am I echoing? Who's playing this out loud? Terrence, find headphones, and then I'll raise your volume again. Type in the chat when you put headphones on or when you mute the fucking stream. Um, wow. Anyway, the point here is Jason Todd as a character. His backstory is, wow, this fucking kid. Yeah, like the fact of the matter is, you had this kid. He said he's about to play Destiny 2. Wow. All right. Well, Terrence, if you can't contribute to this discussion, have huh? Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll be playing Warframe in 2020. Haha. Destiny killer. Anyway, uh, to fast forward this, yeah. Please don't bring up Clean Prince Gaming in my Christian chat. Please don't do that. Don't you? Don't do that. Don't do that. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Please. Thank you. Okay. So long story short, the reason why Jason Todd's the best Robin is because if Jason didn't become Robin, he'd probably be some random mook that Batman punched on the street. And the poetic irony of that is what charges his character, because the in fiction there's always this idea of, are people born evil, or do they, or can they learn to be good, or and there's also the whole, what is justice, and is it really justice if you let a bunch of murderous fiends live on, despite the fact that you're letting a bunch of innocents face danger every time you don't murder these guys. And bringing up Batman's hypocrisy to his face is the like that's kind of the reason why Jason Todd to me works. If people aren't aware, let me actually run back, because we have some more viewers now. If people aren't aware, Jason Todd is the third Robin after fucking he's the third Robin after Dick Grayson. Oh no, I'm gonna say he's the second Robin. It was Dick Grayson, then Jason Todd, then it was Tim Drake. Yeah, Dick Grayson is the first Robin that everyone's aware of. He's like the acrobatic pretty boy, da da da. He is the Robin. He's the one who, for y'all who know, he's the one who becomes Nightwing. Then you've got Tim Drake, and like Tim Drake is like he's like the Batman's detective side, but beefed up. He's like a detective hacker boy. Essentially, the funniest thing is they really turned Dick Grayson in Young Justice. They turned Dick Grayson into Tim Drake. Yeah, then what did they give Tim? They just gave Tim. That's why Tim's dry in that show, dog. Yeah, that's why Tim's dry in Young Justice. Someone just said someone just said you got advice for school. Hell the fuck no. Fuck school. Actually, I've got advice for school. Don't let it kill you. Don't don't ever let it. Yeah, don't let school be the reason you don't let things happen in your life. Don't let school be, I don't know. Don't let school be the sole factor of whether or not you think you're gonna be okay or not, because it's never that. It's never that deep. If you have a whether like there's a lot of truisms, a lot of shitty truisms that are actually like true. You know, like one is, where there's a will, there's a way. If you want it, if you don't want to be dead and starving on the street, and you have even the bare minimum of capability of changing that, then you can make it happen, regardless of a fucking degree or not. But it's also up to people like us to fight for a world where folks don't even have to worry about school or work and whatnot. It's like, I want a world where people can just chill. Yeah. Okay. Wait. You're cutting out, and I need you to say that last part again. Wait, Jesse, you there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Stinky. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Stinky. The stream has some problems. Uh-oh. Jimmy doesn't like Jimmy doesn't always title his streams by using the random opinion. YouTube is not receiving enough. Yeah. Some Jesse, are you there? Jesse? Oh wow, Jesse left. I think he left to go get his shit sorted out. Well, that means I have to run this as a solo show. So, we're having some stream issues. If you can still hear me, I'm going to try and keep the stream going. I feel like folks can still hear what's happening. And since I'm using a static image, we shouldn't be having any visual issues. So I'm just gonna start reading what's going on. I'm just gonna start reading what's going on. Can people hear me? Like, answer this. If you're listening to the stream, answer this current question: can people hear what I'm saying right now? Oh, never mind. It says the stream's back to full health. All right, good. Is Jimmy so depressed because of the Dem debate? Quite. No, jokes. I'm not depressed because of anything. The Dem debates are whatever, dog. Like, the Dem debates are big whatever. Yeah, debate's not fucking Wait, what'd you say, Jesse? I mean, yeah. All right. Reading is fucking hard, y'all. I mean, reading is hard, but you've got to be able to read to get shit done. I feel like, oh, okay, yeah. Now I'm hearing people. I'm seeing people respond to what I said like minutes ago. Yes, Jimmy is heard. Ha ha ha. People can hear you. People can hear you. Thank you, Big Mike. Is Stormzy in my fucking chat right now? Oh, you know what? Speaking of, I wish I had a bigger fan base sometimes. Cause like if I had a bigger fan base, I'd be able to talk about really niche stuff, or at least stuff that this side of the internet wouldn't normally care about without any problem. Cause like I want to talk about the Wiley versus Stormzy beef and all the nonsense that's been happening because of that. Cause that has been a bit mad. Like that thing there, my brother, has been so fucking nutter butters. Uh. Oh my days, oh my days, oh my god. Live president debate, Trump rally. Yo, wait, there's a Trump rally happening right now while the Dem debates are happening? That's that's funny. Oh my gosh. Someone says I don't hear Jesse, and I hope people can hear you now. Say again, Jesse. Yeah. No, everyone knows that, dog. Everyone's aware of that shit. Yeah. Oh gosh. They can hear you because wait, this girl I'm dating hates grime. If the thing is, neck breath, right? The thing is, neck breath. Most girls hate grime. Like that's not even on some misogynist stuff. Like grime is just fuck off. Grime is just a very not sonic. Like it's not meant to be sonically pleasing. It's meant to be sonically abrasive, and being able to draw out like a beat or something really cool. The stream can't hear Discord audio, just your mic. Someone said the stream can't hear Discord audio. Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. Jesse, talk. Talk again. All right. Hold on for a second. I'll fix that. That's crazy. Yeah, no, they actually can't hear Discord audio. I'm very vexed now. I'm actually very vexed now. I have to throw this whole fucking stream away. So useless. The world is so bad. I would rather jump in a hole and burn it all. All right. Output. Oh, I know. Properties. No, yeah, I knew it. All right. Jesse,
What's up?
I think they can hear you now. Hello?
Man, it sucks though. It's funnier when you're talking, but no one can hear me.
Yeah,
So
well,
you're responding to what I'm saying.
They can hear you now. I'm fairly certain they can hear you now because I can see your waveforms showing up. Keep talking. Just one.
Boo.
Okay, there we go. They can hear you now. They can hear you.
Would it be really fun if I was making like really racist jokes about Jews and like you're just like, Jesse, what are you doing? But they just can't hear it.
Oh my days, Jimmy, I can totally see that. Someone says I can. Oh, totally see what that girls don't like grime. Like, oh yeah, someone said, "Hey, we got it." Yeah. The thing is, not to be misogynistic about anything, but like, it's pretty obvious why girls don't like. It's kind of the same reason why most girls don't like gangster rap. Actually, not even that, because girls in America do like gangster rap. Because less girls like grime than girls like gangster rap. Because girls,
I mean, girls came into gangster rap though. That's why they like it.
Yeah, but girls came into grime too. But like, even though like the few girls that are in grime were not enough to make it a thing. You know,
bro, look, Nick, like,
and plus,
Dawn
most of the them who end up in grime themselves they wind up in other spots. Like, not to be disrespectful, but most of the gal who are like grime, like most of the women who are like full on, I'm gonna do grime, and not like hip hop, not singing or R&B on the side. You know, most of the women who say I'm gonna do grime, are usually lesbians, and that's not. And again, that's not even a disrespect thing. That's just like,
Jimmy, what does Stefan Don place in this situation?
I don't know. I know a lot of girls into glitchcore. I mean, yeah, but glitchcore. I know a lot of girls into glitchcore. Someone says Adele fucks with grime. Adele fucks with grime because Adele's from North London. You can't be from North London and not have like some level of familiarity, you know. And plus, like Adele grew up in North London when grime was like, when it was different. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of history. From the early 2000s, from like the late 90s into the early 2000s was the prehistory of grime. Then in 01, 02, 03, those 3 years is when like grime just became a whole thing. It just became its own ecosystem. Then after that, you had like the growth. Grime grew massively until like 08, 09. And then after that, there was the dark ages. Like, people weren't really into it. Like, around 2010-ish. Around 2010 all the way up until like 2015. People weren't really into grime that much. Then, out of nowhere, all these new MCs, all these new guys start popping up, and grime becomes big and cool again around 2015, 2016. And like, I'm fairly certain Adele was of the age where like that she was on roads around Boy in the Corner days. Like, she was on roads like when Dizzy dropped his first album. So I'm fairly certain Adele.
Are you saying that Drake saved grime?
What?
So Drake saved grime.
Who saved grime?
The Boy.
No, Drake did not save grime. Grime saved itself. Grime saved itself because people forget that there were new MCs and new movements bubbling up from
Jimmy,
like,
Jimmy, I know about Grime. I know about Rascal. I know about Dizzy Rascal. I know about Stormzy.
yeah,
I
no,
know
but it's not
about
even that.
JME.
It's
I
not even
know
that.
about.
The thing that the low key thing that saved Graham, the thing that brought Graham
I
back
know
into
about
the
Wiley.
yeah, the
You
thing
know.
that brought Graham back into the
Yeah.
UK public consciousness, because it's definitely
Yeah.
what brought me back into Graham. It was the chip beef. It was the chip beef against Bugsy. Like, it was the beef against Bugsy that brought Graham back. You know, it was that's the beef that, like, let me spit this gum out. It was the beef against Bugsy that, like, really rekindled the just, I wouldn't even say the interest, because, like, people who really love Graham are always interested, but, like, it rekindled the discussion, the conversation, if that makes sense. This is good chicken. Anyway, back to the point. Jimmy just got to clarify that he doesn't mean biology, he means social stuff. Then Jimmy just to clarify, he doesn't mean biology, he means social stuff. Then he said his lesbian point is suddenly woke and about defying society and stuff. Yeah. No, but, like, that's more or less what I was talking about. I'm not I'm not doing any gender prescriptivist stuff here. That's not sensible. Gender prescriptivism is dumb. What I am doing, though, is trying to suss out why. I mean, I don't want to suss this out because I know, but I'm just dissecting one aspect of why most male and female interests are different. Yeah, someone just posted, why don't women like comedy that tries? I don't like that. I don't like that comment. I would like you to either elaborate or, like, figure out
Bro,
what
I don't know what that means. Comedy that tries. Dave Chappelle doesn't try, but he's mad funny.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart has a room of 100 writers, and that shit isn't really that funny.
Bro, I don't try and
So
I'm
what
mad
do you
funny.
mean?
I don't try and I'm mad funny. You know what I mean? So it's like, someone says, afraid to ask, but does 90 still have a Twitter? Yes, I do. It's NIE0UH 90. Yeah, NIE0UH 90. That's what it is. 9090, a 0 in the 90 and a 90 at the end. Damian Wayne is cooler than Todd. Fuck off, Marcus. No.
Bro, look. Okay, why does Marcus just have bad opinions?
No.
Why are they just all bad?
Off, Marcus. No. Fuck off. I'm not even gonna dignify you with, like, a long-winded rant to explain why. No. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm not even gonna give you that. I'm not doing that, Marcus. No. I'm not even gonna do that. I remember that beef when I heard about the genre. Someone was like, I remember that beef when I heard about the genre. Yeah, neck breath. Like, that is more or less it.
Okay, I thought it was Terrell who said that Damien was cooler than Todd. I'm like, okay. Here's the thing, Marcus, is Damien cooler? Yes. Is he a better character? No. I'm not gonna lie, it's cooler to be like, oh, you're like a ninja assassin, and like, what's this bullshit? And you're also a clone, and your grandfather's Ra's al Ghul, your father is Batman. That's pretty drippy, bro. That's pretty cool. He's just not a better character than, Jason Todd, because he's not written better. His writing was pretty mediocre until, like, what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
Jimmy, the reason I like Dick Grayson so much is he's everything Batman wants himself to be. Dick Grayson is a person who's gotten over all of his issues. He literally got to, like, get his parents and take, like, the people who killed his parents. He brought them to justice, and they're in prison forever. There's no story about them breaking out of prison. It's not some no, they're in prison. Literally, like, Dick Grayson got to do what Batman couldn't. He got to be like, hey, I got to put my parents to rest, and I got to find out who killed them and bring them to justice. And that literally does so much for him, because he does that at a young age. It's not Batman where, like, maybe he finds who kills his, like, parents, like, when he's 30. But even that, it turns out, oh, that dude didn't kill your parents. It was the Court of Owls who was manipulating him to make it seem like that. Like, he got to actually figure out it, got to handle everything. And then he just be a happier person. Like Dick Grayson is just like the happiest of the Robins. He doesn't have any of the baggage any of them do. Like he literally is so much more happy. He's like he's everything Batman wishes he could be. Batman wishes he could be happy, but he's miserable. Batman wishes he could make all the connections Dick Grayson does, because Dick Grayson could just call anyone and everyone has his back.
I mean, Batman has
Like,
connections.
yeah, but like most of these people get pissed with him, and Batman keeps constantly pushing them away. Like Dick Grayson does not push his connections away the same way Batman does. Batman really just be like, "Yo, let me destroy every single relation I have right now for no reason."
You're right, but the other aspect of that is you gotta really know when to ease up on the Batman is a sad sack type shit, because it becomes very easy and very like appealing to try and frame Batman as a fallen, scarred soldier knight type dude, when in reality Batman is just he like. And the thing is, when I say this, I don't mean this to devalue his character, because everyone who says this only says it in a means to devalue his character. But like, no, you have to say things with the honesty and clarity that they should be said with. Batman is a motherfucking man child with with depression, a hero complex, and serious like abandonment issues that he expresses and imposes on the people he beats up and the fucking
No,
like villains he takes down. The thing is, does he do good work? Does he save people? Yes, those are very true. He like Gotham City would be objectively worse without Batman, but it would also be objectively better without Batman and what he keep and the ecosystem he generates. And let's not mince words here. Batman generates an ecosystem, but that's already been covered by every fucking 2-bit comic writer since the '80s. So Batman ain't got shit on me though. I mean, sure.
no. Well, that's why I said Damian's only been good for 3 years. He's only had 3 to 4 years of actually being well written. I'm sorry.
Said I thought Jason Todd is only good because he is not Robin. Yes, I've said that before. Okay, you know what? Let me actually add the addendum to why Jason Todd is my favorite Robin. Yes, Jason Todd as Robin in the fucking like 2 years they wrote him as Robin sucked. Okay, you want me to say that? Yes, but what I'm saying is the character in the mythos, the Jason Todd character in the Batman mythos, right? In the whole arc of the Batman canon, of all the characters who were Robin, Jason Todd is the best character because he represents everything. Like with Dick Grayson, like you said earlier, Dick Grayson represents all of the stuff Batman could be but isn't.
Yeah,
Jason
he's every
Todd,
failing.
Jason Todd is everything Batman should be but chooses not to. If that makes sense.
No. They're two sides of a coin. It's the reason that you've never really like they hate each like Jason and Dick Grayson have problems because they're two sides of the same coin. Everything that Batman fears himself to become is what Jason Todd is.
Yeah.
Everything that Batman wants himself to become is what Dick Grayson is.
Yeah. Like Batman doesn't like Jason. You wanna know why Jason Todd is actually like way cooler than Batman in my opinion? Because people are very much they're not afraid of Jason Todd, but the moment he puts on the red hood and he starts doing shit, like it's very clear that he's more or less just gonna do everything Batman can do, except he doesn't stop before he kills you.
No, the problem with Jason Todd is when people see him, like Dick Grayson will beat you up, but like he will put you in prison. And the thing about Dick Grayson is like, look, let me make this very clear to you. I know all the like Dick Grayson's not gonna put him in prison in Gotham. He's gonna go to Bloodhaven where there's no corruption in the prison. It's like, bro, you're not leaving prison. There's no corruption here. We've vetted these people 100 times. Okay, on top of the fact that all the criminals who would probably be doing corruption are in Gotham, you're not leaving this prison. And of course, Jason Todd's like, bro,
Someone said I
I'm about
actually
to put you in
liked
the
him.
prison of hell.
Someone said I actually liked him as Robin because he's the only one who just wanted to get the job done. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Jason Todd never really was about the whole like, oh, we're gonna do this by the book. We're gonna do. Or my man came from the streets. I you're not gonna
No, but
try.
Jimmy Jordan. No,
Like,
Jimmy Jordan Allen had the best one. He said, "I'm partial to the idea that Batman is a school shooter that became woke and had to glow up."
yeah, yeah. That's a high key take.
Yeah.
Damien was great in Batman and Robin from the New 52. Okay.
What? I don't even know what issue. Dude, you just said the New 52. What does that mean? The New
Dick is
52,
his
but there's
own.
also
Dick is his
Rebirth.
own man more than Bats and the other Robins. Jason. No, it's Jason and Dick. In my opinion, Jason and Dick are both their own people.
No. Because Dick Grayson put a middle finger to Batman. Be like, yo, I asked Superman to give me my name. Because every other Robin has some connection to Batman with their name. Like we have Red Hood, which is from Joker. We have Tim Drake becoming Red Robin. We have, the future version of Damien becoming Batman. No. Dick Grayson said, I am gonna go to Batman and ask for my name. I don't trust you, bro. Leave me alone. This man left.
Mm. I think it would be really cool if Jason Todd got if he got like, because they've tried to do mini redemption arcs in some of his stuff, but like,
Oh no, Jimmy, I liked the name Arkham Knight for him, but the problem is I hate the Arkham Knight game because I'm like, you could have just called this Red Hood. You didn't need to call it Arkham Knight.
yeah, no,
You
but
didn't
they
need to
do
pull
call
all
it.
this out.
They did call it Red Hood though.
You know my problem with that game, Jimmy. It has so many issues. Also, the tank battles are too much. It's like, yo, you didn't need to do this. You just needed to make Arkham City, but in Gotham. That's all you needed to do. And you were like, no, tank battle. I'm like, bro, you didn't need to do all this. Why did you waste so much time developing this, bro? Like, no, Arkham Knight's a cool name from though. He could eventually become Arkham Knight when he eventually gets past the whole, Joker
Bro, you
thing.
guys
But
know
like,
they like they made Arkham Knight canon.
kind of. Okay, Panda Supreme. I understand what you're saying. The thing about it is, someone says the thing for the actual comic fan like you and me, we know what people mean by the New 52. The problem is, I don't know what level of comic fan these people are. I don't know when someone says that. Because I've heard people say New 52 for something in like 2019. I'm like, bro, that's Rebirth. But the problem is, do we now call it the Rebirth DC? DC Rebirth? Like this? Because they don't put the Rebirth branding on all the stuff. When New 52 came out, they put the branding on everything. So people just assume that everything after New 52, like 2011, is New 52. You don't see like Rebirth branding on the new like issues of Flash. If you do, then maybe I'm wrong, because I find my ways to read my comics through means that are not the most respected.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm reading. Wait, Jesse, keep talking for a second. I'm reading something.
A turn-based RPG. I don't know if I want a JRPG about like Wonder Woman wolves. I don't know if that'd be like the best thing in the world. But I mean, it'd be interesting though. Like, what would it even be about? I mean, isn't Dick Grayson technically number one in the will to get Batman stuff? Actually, well, yeah, no, because if I remember correctly, Dick Grayson is officially adopted by Batman, like, because he was considered the ward.
Yeah.
I don't know if Jason or Tim gets officially adopted.
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm not even saying like screw them type thing, but I'm thinking about it right now because like the thing about it is
no, Tim is not officially adopted. Jason probably is.
But then they'd also have the death certificate for Jason. So how does that work if Batman dies? Then I'm also like Damien, like he'd have to prove that he was his son because they didn't put the paperwork in. Damien doesn't go to school. I'm pretty sure Damien gets tutored by Alfred. So yeah, no, I think like maybe Jason, but like Dick Grayson's the only one I could be like, oh, he's the only one I know officially was like adopted.
Oh my gosh.
No, I mean Jordan. I know that what Jason was. I mean that depends on. Like, okay, if he was, that's cool. Tim's parents died, didn't he? Wasn't that the whole thing with? I mean, I've had multiple versions of that. It's been the whole his parents died before and after he found out Batman. Some it's before, some it's after.
Oh wow, they made the Arkham Knight a girl in the comics. That's pretty wavy. God damn it. God damn it. God damn it. Why is my phone doing that bullshit? Alright.
I think no, that's the thing. I think they got adopted, but the problem is the only one I know who would be adopted is Dick Grayson because he had to go to school, and everyone in the world knew he was like Bruce Wayne's like ward or child.
Yeah,
I don't know.
and if Bruce like started officially adopting a bunch of kids, niggas would have started asking questions. Niggas would have started out. Niggas would have started out like. Can you imagine if People Magazine got a hold of that? Bruce Wayne adopting like 5 kids like that. Yeah, all boys.
No. I mean, no. There is Stephanie though. There is Stephanie and Cassidy.
But even within the
Which
canon,
they wouldn't be officially adopted. They wouldn't have been officially adopted.
they wouldn't have been officially because neither of them were orphans.
What? None of them? Okay, I'm trying to think of all the backups because I'm forgetting one of them.
None of the backup Robins have ever been an orphan. New 52 was New 52 was 2011 all the way till 2016. Yo, it really fucks my brain up that New 52 was like 10 years ago, dog. Yo, it's kind of crazy because that really was the New 52 kind of generated the modern DC universe. And it sucked. Yo, New 52 sucked. Except for like 4 books. They were like, okay, let me not say that. They were like, there's people who like to chat and say that they were there reading New 52. Nah, dog. I remember I was one of the people who gave DC the benefit of the doubt, where they were like, we're gonna do all new stories and we're gonna make it so that anyone who's never read comics before, because like I remember 2011, that was around when I was like, you know what, let me actually give American comic books a chance, right? Like, because I had read a bunch of stuff about them on Wikipedia, and I was like, let me actually give American comic books a chance and actually start reading it myself. Let me tell you, brother, out of all the New 52 books I read, I only stuck with like 3 of them. I started reading like I think I started reading the Grifter one, the Red Hood and the Outlaws. Red Hood and the Outlaws
was bad. It was very bad. You cannot say that thing wasn't horrible.
No, I disagree. Red Hood and the Outlaws was not a great series.
No, it got better later. It got much better later. Okay, but like its first run was
I disagree. The first run of Red Hood and the Outlaws with Kenneth Rocafort and Judd Winnick writing, and Kenneth Rocafort on art and Judd Winnick writing, it was great until they changed the artist, because it was mediocre writing with great art.
Okay, who wrote it that everyone hated? Was it Joe Quesada? It wasn't Joe Quesada. I'm trying to think of it.
Joe Quesada was a novel.
No, I know. That's why I said it wasn't Joe Quesada. There was someone writing Red Hood and the Outlaws. Was it Winnick? When like it was like when Starfire tried to have sex with Jason.
Wait, no, it was Scott. It was Scott Lobdell. Scott Lobdell.
There we go. That was the worst part of it. That was the worst version of that. It was such a piece of garbage because he literally did not know how to write them. Because instead of trying to write like the Teen Titan Dynamics, but like older, so essentially just Titans.
Like, you have to think about it. Look at who writes for DC, dog. It's all old white men. Literally, DC's writers are 9. Okay, you know what? Let me type in The Flash.
Hey, it works for them.
The Flash comics. Current writer. You know what? This is probably not fair because The Flash, for a long time, has
been always good. Flash has never had really bad runs.
The Flash for a long time has been written by people of color, actually, recently.
No, Flash has been good. Jimmy, I don't remember a time when Flash was truly bad. But right now,
right now, it's literally Jeff Johns who's writing The Flash, I think.
Yeah, he does every once in a while. He just jumps back in and then throws it back to someone else.
And you know what? It's like, great, Jeff, great. You're like one of the good ones, but you're still a white man, you know? You know?
Well, no, what's his name? What's the boy's name? I'm trying to think of who's writing X-Men right now. What's his name? Who's writing X-Men? Because DC was trying to hire him.
Red Hood.
Savage Shock New 52 was weird. It wasn't even bad. It just made no sense. Oh, wait. Bruce Canackley agreed to a job with Cassandra. Yeah. I mean, did Cassandra's parents die, though? Because Cassandra's also... I mean... Jimmy, the Batgirls are weird because if I remember correctly, Cassandra's also technically considered a Robin.
Yeah.
She was like a small period of time. Was it her or Stephanie? And I think it's Cassandra, but she's technically considered a Robin. Like there's a period of time where she was a Robin in some of the comics. Yeah, it was her. Cassandra Cain was considered a Robin for a small period of time. If I remember correctly, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Bart. I might.
What's it called?
I can't remember. One of them was considered a Robin. Someone will correct me.
All right, I'm gonna. You know what, Jesse? You wanna hop into the? You wanna hop into the Discord? Unless, let me actually check something. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me add everyone and be like stream right now.
I mean, that's a horrible idea, but I got you, bro. Go for it. Do your thing.
We moving the stream in here.
Was it Stephanie Brown and not Cassandra Cain then? I think it was
Stephanie Brown was the Robin. So Cassandra Cain was a Batwoman.
Like, Cassandra Cain. Yeah.
See, all the Batwomen don't need to get adopted. The Batwomen are their
No,
own.
but the problem is Stephanie Brown essentially becomes she's a Robin, she's a Batgirl, but she's also spoiler. I think her parents are dead. Yeah, she's spoiler. She's a raw. Yeah, she's all three of them.
Oh my gosh! Wait a minute. Was John Kerry a veteran?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. So
they tried to run him in.
Ben Burgess just made a hilarious joke. He said Mayor Pete literally just said he'd beat Donald Trump because he's a veteran and Trump dodged the draft. And then he was like, does he know about the 2004 election? Because it's like literally John Kerry, a veteran, lost against the nigga who dodged the draft. You know.
Yeah,
George
no.
Bush.
The Democrats thought that like.
The Democrats
that by running a veteran it would work.
That was when it went bad. All these immigrants and liberals aren't used to seeing good old-fashioned American heroism. What the fuck? You know what? I'm gonna turn off Twitter for the rest of recorded history. Fucking hell. Spoiler's dad is still alive. I feel like Batman just lets anyone with martial arts skills and a story just chill at the fucking Batcave. That's essentially what he does. Anybody with martial arts skills.
Spoiler's dad is literally you, if I remember correctly. Or maybe I'm wrong, who knows?
That's what I said, a story.
No, I said this to you, Jimmy, but I said that you could easily get Mr. Freeze to just join like the Bat family. Because you literally be like, yo, I have like Bruce could be like, yo, Freeze, I have $100 million to help you kill your wife. He'd be like, okay, I'm joining the Bat family. Because like Freeze never kills people. All he does is trying to find ways to like cure his wife. And you could easily get that dude on your side. Bruce is just being like, greedy, I guess.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm going into the bunker, so.
Which one, Hades?
No, Bunker 1. We're having a fun. We're having a party tonight, guys. This whole part was just us being like civil before things got stupid. So let's go join the folks now.
Okay.
Hey, Sheem.
Society. Oh no! Apparently he dies. Like maybe he comes back and he comes back in DC Rebirth. Oh, it's part of Joker's team. Yeah, no, you should have just killed him. It doesn't matter.
Oh my days.
Well, hey, yeah, the Joker
if you're listening to this and you're in the Discord, you can join, i.e. patrons. If you're in the Discord, you can come talk to me right now. We chilling, we kicking it. Know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's up to you.
The Joker makes an interesting idea for an origin movie more than makes an interesting idea for a movie.
Somebody said, "Niggas of Earth, raise your hands to the sky and lend me your clout. It's our only hope." Yes. Give me your clout. All right, I'm changing the name of the fucking stream since fucking people want to talk about Jason Todd so much. Fuck off.
Also, yeah, just watch Joker.
Oh gosh, I just changed the name of the stream. Oh, Batman loves having family. He just loves having family.
That's a debatable, bro. I don't know about that one, B.
As long as they don't die.
Cassandra Cain,
Oh,
Jason
you
Todd,
know-
and Damian need an edgy spin-off team, something called the Hellbat, something like a Hell. Yo, if Cassandra Cain,
Bro.
Jason Todd, if Jason Todd and Damian like had like
That's-
a, yo, Jason and Damian need to have more books together. I know, it
That's
would be
Jimmy. They would just kill people. They'd kill half of Gotham.
I would.
Do you have
I
any
want to
idea
see
how
it.
dangerous this
I
is?
want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see.
What the fuck,
it.
guys? What are you doing?
Oh, it's a live stream, dog.
Look,
Oh fuck!
Look.
Oh.
look.
I was
Damien-
gonna vent about how bitches ain't shit, but
Oh
I guess
wow.
I'm
Go
not
for
doing
it.
that.
You're
Damien-
free. You're
Damien
free.
thing.
No one knows your
No,
name.
no, it's fine. It's fine.
No. But you can vent, but like just don't make it. You know.
Jimmy, Damian Wayne is a
Don't
failed
make it-
abortion.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll
No,
do it when you're not live streaming. Don't worry, Jimmy. Don't
You
worry.
can vent, but just don't.
I
make
know
it
you've been
misogyny.
waiting for me to complain about women for a long time now, but
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear you do it. I want to.
No.
I want to
We'll-
hear you do it. I want
look,
to hear
man.
your work.
When the live stream's done, you can learn. All right.
Oh my god.
All right.
That's hilarious. Oh. my
Also,
fuck.
Jimmy, Damian Wayne is a failed abortion.
Yeah, I
Is it?
want. Yeah, someone was like they would
Is
kill
it?
people. Yeah, I want it. Yeah, I
Jeez.
agree. Dude, Bluebird and
No,
Duke
look, let me make this very clear
had
to you. Let me make this very
some
clear to
bad
you.
childhoods, and they still get to have. Yeah, man.
He was
Okay.
like, isn't cloning where you grow something from Talia al Ghul's fetus or something? Like that's the
Oh
whole
no. Let me
procedure.
be very clear to you. Damian Wayne was the result of rape. Okay, Talia raped Batman. People forget about that.
Damian Wayne
rape
is a
baby.
literal rape baby. Damian Wayne is a literal motherfucking
shit.
rape baby. Like,
Oh man, I walked into the wrong conversation, bro.
oh man.
Oh, the right one.
Yeah, are we lying? Are we telling lies now?
You say that every time there's a stream. Every time you say you walked into the wrong.
You
conversation.
never disappoint every time. It's crazy.
Wow.
Also, the Joker makes it better. The Joker is more of a
If you say the Joker
hodgepodge
makes
of
a
ideas.
point, okay.
The Joker is more of a hodgepodge of ideas for a Batman origin story than it is an actual movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point. Unreliable narrator, because Joker is a psychopath and insane. There is nothing to the Joker. The movie's not supposed to make sense. Just enjoy it and move on.
It's a bad movie.
All right, so
When I
let's
said that.
Okay, Sheem.
let's talk
Okay,
about.
I get you want to make the controversial statement.
No.
Please.
No, Adam, people on the internet have been saying Joker's like the new Green Book. I'm like, I will personally come to your house with a sledgehammer and break your ability.
You know what? Yeah. I want to get toxic. You want to know something? You want to know
Get toxic.
one of the things that's made me and you know what? I actually do hope she's listening to this, even though that it's a very low chance she is.
Elizabeth
What?
Warren.
What?
One of the things that's made me very like, I won't say happy. My ex is currently my ex, but like something that's definitely like healed a lot of the pain I had for my ex was seeing him completely trash the Joker movie. Like when I went and checked out their tweets and like seeing all the reasons they did, and I was like, you know what? It really didn't work. It really wasn't gonna work. We were definitely going to have serious issues at some point because her reasons for hating that movie were so fucking shallow. And
people are like, oh, it's a bad movie.
There's similar reasons as to why most of the people I've met who don't like it. And the thing is,
What are they, Jimmy? Let's dissect them.
I don't even want to cape for the Joker like that because I didn't even think it was that great of a movie. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
If anything, I think Blind Spot makes any systemic critique of the Joker a lot better than the Joker does.
You mean
Because the Joker is a
wait?
comic
You mean
book-
the black people? Wait, are you talking about the
Blind-
one
Blind
with
Spot.
David Dig? The one with David Dig?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Sheen, that's not even a fair critique. You want to know why? Because you can't make that kind of movie with a black. Sheen, you can't make that kind of movie with a black protagonist.
You can't make a Joker movie with the
You
black.
can't make that. Cause
Yeah.
You want to know why? Because when black people go when black people go through hardship, when black people go through debilitating depression, when black people go through things that like most normal empathetic humans would call a tough time, most folks look at that and say, "Damn, being black must be real tough." That's all that Shim is the extent of the systemic analysis made from that. But when you make it a white dude, say less.
Oh wow, the system sure is failing them.
Exactly.
Oh wow, we sure do live in a society.
Oh yeah, Shame, you got the point. No, but also it wouldn't make sense. Like Joker would be suffering from a ridiculous amount more issues than what he would be currently suffering
And
from.
plus Blind Spotting is not that
I
movie.
don't know if I said that well enough.
Blind Spotting is not that movie because for all of the struggles that main character went through, having a support network was not the problem. In fact, quite the opposite. The support network was all that kept him going. Blind Spotting had a different message than. In fact, I fundamentally believe that Blind Spotting has a very. I don't think it's fair to put those two. Just because it's a movie about a dude down in his luck and the world keeps throwing bullshit at him doesn't mean it's like in the same discussion in that regard. Like if you want to say Taxi Driver was a better movie than the Joker because you know.
I mean, Taxi Driver literally inspired Joker.
Joker's literally just a comic book painted Xerox of Taxi Driver. Like that's all it more or less is. But at the same time, like, yeah, you can't say that Blind Spotting is like the Joker done well because Blind Spotting, okay. Do you want to know what a black version of the Joker would look like? It wouldn't look like Blind Spotting. It wouldn't. He wouldn't be a tough dude. He wouldn't have gone to jail for punching anyone. In fact, you would not a movie about a black Joker. You would not see that character in a jail cell once. In fact, partially that would be a big factor as to why they would become a Joker. You put someone with like the testosterone and the ability to act and the strength and just the general will to fight in a tough world, and nature's gonna do its best to make sure that they'll go through some bullshit, but they won't be at the bottom of the fucking food chain, at the very least. But when you are in that same kind of world, but you don't have that kind of will to fight and don't desire violence from every fucking encounter and interaction, yeah, those people end up facing the brunt of it much worse. I am willing to tell you, Sheem, that the disaffected, underprivileged, nerdy black kid, and I'm not talking about the type who's like, you know, in the suburbs or whatever, because I mean anyone in the suburbs is more privileged. But the disaffected, you know, kid from the hood who, yeah,
some like fresh.
Let me finish. Like the disaffected kid from the hood who isn't playing basketball and would rather read some manga, or who isn't like trying out for football and is much more focused on like music production or just like, you know, introvert shit, right? Those kids are at much higher risk of suffering from this system than any fucking Tyrone is. You know what I mean? And I don't mean I know.
Wouldn't that be something like Fresh then?
Would that would be something fresh, sure, but who the fuck is gonna make that movie?
Well, Fresh actually exists.
Huh?
Fresh, the movie Fresh.
Fresh? Which one? I thought you said
Never
that
seen.
would sound.
Never seen. Yeah, no, I was talking about the movie.
Let me see. Fresh movie. 1994.
Thought you of all people would have sung.
Oh. Jesus, it's been. Wow, I'm fucking. Yikes. Ha. Yeah.
Thought you of all people would.
Yeah. I've seen this movie. Yes. Jesus. Fucking up. My dad showed me this movie. Fuck.
I saw it this year.
Shame. So Shim, you're a 50-year-old man, damn.
Oh
Never
my gosh.
I was just binging a lot of black movies. Like I got into a podcast. I was just watching them as they were talking about them.
So like, yeah, like that's the story. But the thing is, the addendum to that, you can't make like, because again, Fresh is the movie that it is. The addendum to that would be you have to make it so that at the end the black kid murders someone on live television and isn't gunned down immediately. like come on. Like that's the difference.
Like he's arrested like normal.
Yeah. Like what?
Oh,
Like
so,
he's driven
no,
away in a
Jimmy,
van and he's not been beaten up.
Oh my god.
He isn't murdered in prison by like the guards. They don't turn off. Look, he doesn't kill himself in prison just like Jeffrey
A
Epstein.
black Joker would review.
I like how you started that sentence and I like how you ended that.
Oh god.
Yeah, man. You know, he'll just go and kill himself like Jeffrey Epstein. You know,
Yeah,
the
you
cameras will be off because the guards just want to respect his suicide. You know.
They say suicide by 2 bullets in the back of the head.
Someone said
Hey,
I
man,
can
look,
attest, I
Suicide
can
by
attest
knife
to
in the
this in
back.
some way. but
Yeah,
also a
they're
movie
going to
like
give him a mirror.
Wait, hold on,
and
hold
a
on, hold
gun.
on. I'm reading some tweet like someone says I can attest to this in some way, but Moonlight is a movie is also a movie that somewhat highlights this issue. Although Moonlight shows the environment can twist and change these more abnormal kids in the culture to try to put on a persona of what it is to be black. Oh, yeah, you know, it's something that we in the woke black circles like to call performative blackness. And it's a very neoliberal, like it's a very neoliberal
Can we go back to
mode of
anime?
behavior. No, we can't. I'm sorry, dog. This is a multifaceted channel. We only talk about anime when I'm bored.
I don't know.
And your mind.
Ah, it's almost like anime isn't that interesting.
Okay, yeah, we get it.
I know, I'm
Anime
kind of
2012 has been bad. We get it. 2011 was the last good year of anime.
Highest of
Okay.
keys. Highest of
The
keys.
last good
I
anime
did
was released.
I did a bunch of shrooms and acid, and I watched Golden Boy, and I cried my eyes out because I finally realized why. I finally realized like
Because
I was
anime
like,
isn't good. Woo,
You know, it's
Jimmy.
crazy because like, yo, I was looking for like we've been looking for this idea of masculinity for so long, and it's like, holy shit, Golden Boy is it. Golden Boy
He's
is
always our guy.
Golden Boy. All along, it was right there. Kintaro is a sunflower. Oh, absolutely. Kintaro is definitely a fucking
Jimmy,
sunflower.
this is the worst take you've ever
Jimmy,
come to at the table.
Jimmy,
I
you
swear.
want Jimmy? Jimmy,
No, he's had
you want
So
to-
relatable. Come
you want
on,
to
you
go
can't
to
deny.
You want to go to an example of anime masculinity? Fucking Kuwabara.
No, fuck him. He's useless. He sucks. fuck
Eh.
Kuwabara.
That's what they
Kuwabara
say.
fuck-
My God.
Yo, Kuwabara fucking sucks, yo. He always gets beaten up and shit.
Wow.
Yo, get out of here. Kuwabara
Yeah,
Oh,
that's because he
damn, Jimmy.
protects people.
Huh?
I mean,
That's because he
it's almost
protects
like-
people.
Yeah, it's because
Oh,
he's too
whoa.
fucking weak to fight. Get the fuck out of here. He sucks.
He still
Bro, it's
does.
almost, but he's Renji. He's just a shitty
He's
Renji.
fucking
Like,
Renji.
look at
dog.
Renji does stuff.
Like, bro, go,
I mean,
go-
Renji's actually just Kuwabara. You can't just. We're not
Yeah.
doing that revisionist history shit. All
That,
right.
that is
No!
true. That is true.
Renji is literally better than Kuwabara.
Like
Renji
Kuwabara,
actually
Renji at least has
battle.
a good design. Kuwabara fucking sucks, dog.
No, Renji has won battles before. Renji gets a new Bunkai and is able to win battles. He's won battles before. Renji's actually a formidable foe. He's actually beat people. What does Kuwabara beat anyone?
Somebody was like, man, if only Jimmy was that Heavenly Peach nigga on tour. You mean what? Heavenly Controller?
Controller.
Oh.
I mean, hey, let me make this. Look, we
I
have a
don't-
friend
look.
who has a massive issue with Heavenly. We're not going into this right now. Jump to another topic.
Who has an issue with Heavenly?
So, Sula.
Oh yeah. I mean, okay, look, I don't have any beef with Heavenly Controller. I don't really follow his content. Don't know what he's really into. He seems like, to me, he comes across as one of those, you know, trendy black nerds. You know, it is what it is. Trendy black nerds gonna trendy black nerd. That's kind of their thing. It's kind of their.
Okay, so Jimmy,
What?
guess what happened to Neverworld, my guy?
What happened to Neverworld?
He's a single father now.
Is he? Wait, did his
Yeah.
did his baby
Did
moms
his
run
wife
off?
kill her?
Did his baby moms run off on him with the child?
No.
I think she
worse.
killed himself.
No. He has his kids. Imagine what's the worst thing that could happen to his baby mother.
She gets
She
took
kills
back-
herself.
She goes back to her old dude.
No, she's dead. It's Neverworld's a single father now. His baby mother's dead. She died like I think a couple days ago.
That's horrible. How?
I wasn't trying to make fun of this. Did you think I was?
What?
That's why I didn't have fun in my voice at all.
man. Oh, okay. No, we're not doing that one. We're not doing that one. That's
Yeah,
that's,
no, this wasn't
that's-
meant to be a fun topic.
Nah, that's dead. That's dead. Nah, I'm
Yeah,
not.
anime-
I'm not. I'm
yeah,
not
no,
playing
that
around with
anime
that one.
snob is a
That's-
piece of
that's-
shit.
no.
Yeah, anime snob sucks. That's what I'm saying. Maybe let's chill on for Neverwood, bro. Because like the man, I want to just mention that because like we know we attack him, but I'm like, damn, I just found about this yesterday. That, like his baby
Yeah.
mom dies, and like well, his fiance, and now he has to
She-
raise the kids by himself. And I'm like, damn.
Didn't
I mean, for Neverwood,
Didn't
I
she
hate you, but I
kill
don't hate you
herself?
that. Like I would never wish this on you. I don't think she killed herself.
Oh
Okay,
my
y'all need to stop.
people
This ain't the time or the place.
I mean, bro, when is the time of the place, bro?
What does Heavenly Controller even make YouTube videos about? Like, let me
Nothing.
actually look through
Nothing.
this.
Just Google his channel. It's nothing really. My God, it's borderline nothing.
Oh, he's a vlogger. That's it. Like he's a vlogger.
No, he's a vlogger and he makes reaction stuff. That's it. His entire channel.
That's
Yeah.
that. No, but like that's.
Just
He's doing better than I am. Like the fuck. Like that's that. Jeez.
Oh, Jimmy, whose fault
Stop.
is that, my guy?
Yeah, but okay,
Whose fault
okay,
is that?
okay. My thing is, Jesse, you do this thing, and like, okay, I appreciate it because like I'm cool with my friends gassing me up, but don't do this thing where like, cause Potaku used to do this, and it's a behavior that I used to really be in on, and like it's kind of how we got the term spinny chair, but shitting on people who are more popular than you just because they make worse content than you, bro. Okay, the popularity, like,
Jimmy,
Come on.
I'm not shitting on its content. I'm calling out the fact that okay, we're not even calling out him. I'm just saying that, bro, it doesn't matter. I
Oh,
can make
that-
like a really like in-depth critique of his entire content and explain that maybe his entire fan
like
base is
the
based
main
off
the main
what he's
reason
reacted
why
to,
the main
but, hey,
reason why I don't want to go the
Wait,
vlogging
whose
route
content?
because
I just got here. Sorry.
Heavenly Controller, like. The main reason
Oh,
I
so
don't
you
want to
want-
do the vlogging route is not because I can't. Like I can
Why don't
I can
you-
learn camera presence. The problem with it is that I don't want my brand to be my face. At least not on my YouTube channel. You know, I don't
Why
want
don't you just do a Jeff Do then and just sell out to the algorithm?
no. Like that's
Oh, what
no.
Jimmy needs to do is release his detailed videos, and in between he needs to have like a podcast or some supplemental content.
Like that's
Yeah.
yeah,
Keep
that's
people watching.
that's literally what I'm setting up. Like that's the process we are in right now, right? You get me? That's like we are in that transitional period that y'all
To
just
sell
described.
out.
Do a
No.
positive
Oh, like
No.
Jimmy should have a channel like Rebel Taxi, like Pan Pizza,
Yeah, like I'm
similar to how his channel works.
Oh yeah, his stuff's all right.
Yeah,
mm.
it's only just Pan Pizza's saving grace is sense of humor.
It's a pretty cringe sense of humor, though. I mean,
Yeah.
it's kind of hit and miss depending on your
Is that
mood.
he has the videos and then he has the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think now, because I have a few very like what the thing is, I don't know if I want to do a physical podcast or if I want to do an online podcast. That's the key.
It's in the
Yeah.
topics.
Hmm?
what you should do is Joe as well. Like when you release a new video, immediately do a live stream.
I
Yeah.
mean,
I don't know if that
like,
would work.
If it was a physical podcast, you have more leeway to for audio control
Mm.
and better polish it. But online will probably be easier for outreach.
I mean, we could just do the podcast thing
Jimmy
of
said,
recording our own
someone
audio.
said Jimmy gonna start doing live reactions. Nah.
Mm.
I mean, Jimmy, that's where the money is. That's where
That's
half
where
of the
the-
black
dude.
YouTubers. That's where they do it.
Jimmy, you have an
like,
Even the
Instagram.
white
You
YouTubers
could-
are doing that.
You could
To be
do
honest, Jimmy,
Lost
some of
in
your
Vegas.
videos are like pretty like they're like the reactions, like the Goblin Slayer video. While it's edited content, it was like a reaction to what was going on in the community at the time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can do that. I just need a bit. I just need a quicker turnover.
I mean, Jimmy, the #1 YouTuber just makes reaction videos to memes. That's all PewDiePie does now. So like,
Anthony
just-
Fantano.
Oh yeah, someone said
Anthony
demo posted something on YouTube.
I'm sorry, that's
Yeah.
a lie. What?
Classic troll.
Yeah, no, he did.
What was the troll?
It was just like, what was that anime? The three girls, the OP.
You just listed about 5,000 anime.
I literally haven't. I literally haven't even. Yo, I love how his last video is one of the few ones to crack a mill. If it's wild how Demo could literally come back tomorrow and not have missed a single.
No,
fucking
he would
clip.
ruin it if Demo comes back. It will. Jimmy,
Demo
if Demo
can
comes back,
Yo, that's the one. Like, and I think it's so clear he knows it. Like, Demo could literally show up tomorrow, and
Jimmy, let me make this very clear to you. If Demo comes back, Jeff and every single nigga with over 500K starts quaking, bro. They start shaking, bro. Like Demo would ruin because Demo will shift the entire thing back to what he's doing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well,
I
the thing
mean,
is, like,
he's just
Demo's-
crippled
Jeff-
by like
Thing
self
is,
hatred
Jeff-
and stuff.
Actually,
Jeff would be safe because he can swap to the algorithm. It's
ironically,
just that
ironically
robotic.
enough, right? Like, Demo kind of berserked himself, in which, like, he's kind of like in this weird, like, cryogenic, like, stasis right now. Whereas, like, everyone remembers him as, like, being, like, Golden Age. And so it's like, if
I
he
mean,
comes
like-
back, it'll be the equivalent of, like, what's it called? Of Guts getting out from the boat.
I mean,
He's like so intertwined with Berserk that it makes complete
Yo,
sense.
is it wild? Is it not like nuts right now? How like Hassan has like 2 times the current viewers than Destiny right now.
What the fuck
Oh,
is
I mean,
That
so-
crazy.
Hassan's a Chad though, so like, what do you
Like
expect?
Hassan
Hassan
has-
Piker.
Hassan
He's
has
a Chad for
eight-
good, but a Chad
Hassan-
regardless.
Hassan has 8.9k viewers right now. Destiny has 3.6. That's nuts.
I mean, okay, Jimmy, we've talked about this before. Hassan literally
Shouts out to
piped
leftism,
Pokemon.
baby. Shouts out to
No,
leftism.
my God, think about this. Think about all the people in the Twitch community. Hassan literally piped Pokemon, bro. He's
Yeah,
at a
but
different
so
level.
was Destiny though. Destiny pipes all these fucking thoughts as well, dog. Like, what you
No,
talking
he
about?
hasn't piped Pokemon though. Pokemon's
Pokemon's like the biggest female streamer on Twitch.
Yeah, but the difference,
she-
the difference is Pokemon likes communism and Destiny doesn't. That's the concrete difference. That's the block.
Well, that's the thing. If
Like-
you're a Destiny viewer, he doesn't give you any answers for all the problems that are going on in our country. So eventually, you're
Bro.
probably gonna move over to the left.
Yeah,
No, it's like
that's-
Destiny's like fascist.
that's
There's no
really-
answer.
That's really
Hmm.
one of the.
No,
that's
no,
really
that's
one
the
of the-
Destiny
the fun-
forgets this. Is that? Oh, no, finish your thing, Jimmy.
One of the fundamental reasons why none of the right wing pipelines are sustainable. None of them are sustainable because
I mean, the thing about
nothing
right-wing
except
pipelines
leftism
is
has
that they're-
answers, dog. Like, we may not have the best answers. They may not be the answers that actually fix the world, but at least they're the most sensible ones. You know?
Here's my
okay,
thing.
but Jimmy,
Here's
here's the thing,
my
right?
thing, the right wing. If the left wing wants to sustain a pipeline, what we need to do is start going into liberal-based content creators and try to convince,
no,
slowly convince them. to
No, no, that's a
No,
horrible
no, no,
idea.
no.
No.
Man, why are you always
No,
on this
Sheem-
leftist ops kind of
No.
mindset?
No, because the reason why
Because-
the right pipeline works is because you don't necessarily have to be right wing for it to work, to be on it.
Well, the other thing is that there's no pipeline that like gives answers. The whole point is just sustain its own system. It doesn't actually provide any answers. 'Cause
No,
it's just
but-
establishing status quo.
Just
no,
discussing the
but the
system for the
difference-
sake of discussing it.
But the difference between Destiny and Hassan is the fact that Hassan, after debating, will start to talk about and break down every single thing and break down solutions to the actual
Yo,
problems.
my guy.
Destiny
you
doesn't
guys
tell you.
ever-
Destiny just says, "Oh, your idea is bad," and then moves on. You're like, "So is there a better
you
idea?
guys
Is there a
ever heard of-
solution?"
You guys ever heard of? Okay, y'all are gonna laugh at me, right? Have y'all ever heard of? Have y'all ever heard of the Weed Tube?
Yeah. Why?
Like baking videos related to weed.
No. I mean,
No, they put weed. They put weed into everything.
no.
You talk about that too.
No. I mean, there's a streaming platform.
Uh,
What?
Hold on.
Jimmy,
Hold
you-
on. You know what we're gonna do? You know what, guys? I am going to. I was gonna share screen, but then I realized I'm on stream. So instead, what I'm gonna do is, give me a second. No, it's not that one. It's this one. No, it's
So
not
the way
that
to
one,
get
it's this
Twitch-
one.
Twitch thoughts is to become a live streamer or a,
All right, so.
a debater.
So let me open a new tab and put it on here. So apparently there's this thing called there's this website called The Weed Tube. You see this? Are you 21 plus or a medical marijuana patient? Yo, what the fuck, my guy? There's a whole website. It's a whole website. Yo, bruh, it's a whole fucking website, bruv. I'm so fucking. I don't believe what I'm looking at right now.
Jimmy,
the YouTube wants to
found
show
your-
notifications.
we found your
Block
streaming
that,
platform.
Ramesh, what you did? What? I am
Jimmy, we found your streaming platform.
Yo, yo, guys, boys, I think it's time for us to move. boy.
Jimmy, look at those views.
Like, yeah, obviously look at those views, but they probably have way
It's
better.
chill.
They probably have way better CPM.
420 plays it.
Baby.
They probably have way better CPM. Do you know why our CPM is trash on YouTube? 'Cause YouTube takes all of it. Someone says, Nino, are you going to MomoCon this year? Yes, Biax, but if my friends are coming, I'm sure you can understand why I won't be able to be having you around. But yeah, I'm
Or
definitely
20
chill with
plays
you
it.
though. Someone said, Demo's the only AniTuber who can upload a shitpost video about his lizard and get millions of views. Yeah.
We grew up with those lizards.
Did one of his lizards die?
Yeah. Anyway.
Rest in peace, Goliath.
Anyway, that I just found that. I thought that was interesting, so I'll get rid of WeedTube. But yeah, that
I guess the difference between Demo and a lot of other anime YouTubers is that people liked his personality versus other people just want like what they have to say on whatever particular anime. That's why Demo
Dude.
would talk about old anime and people would still watch.
Demo's personality is
I
like
have
his
to-
biggest
that's the
double-edged
reason why
sword.
I'm making a bunch of new videos and I have to get I'm going full on stream Nino in the videos.
You have to get. You also have to get the orphan video out.
Which orphan video? Oh, the Majutsushi
No.
orphan.
Yeah.
Is
Or just do videos on older shows.
is orphan? I'm just what? Okay, so actually, high key. Sorry, I've been watching Majutsushi Orphan, right? And I don't want to say they don't make him like that anymore, but brother, because
I mean, I think
thing
it's
is,
because
they're
they're
literally
from-
making a version of Orphan like this season. You know, Orphan is coming
Mm.
out this season, but
Yeah,
like,
but it sucks.
but like it's. I went. Have you seen the original?
Yeah.
That's because
So
that's
it's like,
they're drawn
yeah,
from two
the
different
original is
sources.
so like, it's so
Well-
good. It's so like
But I feel that's because they're drawn
Literally
from
has
two different
Masahiro
energy.
Ando on the opening. That's fucking lit.
bro, it's Masahiro. I mean, yo, it's that dude doing New Jack Swing. What? Tell me an anime that has that has a Japanese nigga singing in Japanese over a New Jack Swing beat. What? Someone said the PS2 game. No, actually, there was an anime that PS2 game was based on. In fact, let's actually.
It's a
Yeah.
solid show.
If you ever
That's
watch
what I
any
mean.
ADV films anime on like the previews, you probably would see Orphan in that Sonic movie.
I mean,
Man.
I like
was
I
so
like the dub because
I
it
was
has
so
that.
like
that-
I was so like addicted. to
Hey, you
Orphan
thieving
growing up.
scoundrels! This is no time to be.
I really like the dub because it has that Yu-Gi-Oh quality of it just taking the piss off it.
Yo, I'm about to, bruv, let's check out this Orphan gameplay, dog. Like, what?
So if you grew up in Canada, you're probably watching on YTV.
What is happening?
It's a
I
really,
just had to do some
it's a
shit. What did I
like-
miss?
honestly, it just
Like, bro,
shows
check
that
the-
I
check
think the
screen,
reason
dog.
why
Look at this.
I think the reason why
Looks like
you
we're in
probably
for a
don't like
fight.
it is because they're drawn off two different aesthetics, fantasy-wise.
I have a thing for girls who don't have a thing for me.
Don't
That's
we
what
all,
you
brother?
called this.
Before that, it was something about Jason Todd. Yo, this Orphan game looks so gully, bro.
Trash.
Is it turn-based? What's
Why
happening?
is Pokimane so popular? Because she has tits. That's why she's popular.
Yo, what is
Yeah.
this game?
Also,
Because
she's
an attractive
racist.
woman plays video
Like
games.
she's
and
hot
doesn't
and
like
Is
black
this
people.
game-
That's
is this game
like
the leak
turn-based?
streamer.
There you go. There you go. Leaks.
Leak streamer.
Also, she might be
What's
racist, but you
happening
know.
here, dog?
Didn't say she's racist.
Maybe, who knows? Look, I'm gonna keep that.
Okay, I don't know if she's racist, bro.
I'm gonna keep that in the
Just because she's
top.
not dating
Have
him
you-
doesn't mean she's
have you
racist, bro.
seen Twitch recently?
Okay.
Niggas
Every
really
white girl
let
on
this
there's
shit- niggas
racist.
really
We
release
can't.
this
We
shit,
have to
bro.
just. It's a fact.
Is
He
this
means that-
actual gameplay or is it like? What? Okay, I need to see gameplay with like an HUD or something, bro. Like this is unacceptable.
It looks like Final Fantasy X.
It looks way worse than Final Fantasy X. Don't ever disrespect FF10. Don't ever disrespect FF10 like that in your life.
I will admit, I only had an Xbox.
Brother, this is like on.
You're a
PSX
plebe.
This is like on PCSX2 with the best graphics.
Hey, Mo,
possible.
did you play that Obi-Wan game?
Obi-Wan game? What do you
Does this
mean?
game have no HUD or something?
Yeah, no, they
Oh, no,
made an
no.
Obi-Wan Kenobi game for the Xbox.
I did not play an Obi-Wan Kenobi. Look, I was a poor kid. I had a Wii and then I had an Xbox.
What is
I
this
didn't get
game?
many games.
I'm so confused. What is happening
How can
here?
she be on the left and be racist?
Like, I'm not crazy, am I? Like, this does not look like gameplay to you lot, does it? This is just
no, that's a.
like this
That's
is
a movie.
this is rubbish.
Is that the gameplay?
No. I think you guys are a little bit behind on the fucking on the stream, but I'm looking at some of this stuff and it's like, wow. It's just like,
I'm watching him fight a crab right now.
yeah, no, I'm trying to figure out where is the HU, where's the health bar, where's the, you know, I'm just seeing
Wait,
different
is
things.
the health bar?
Is he like holding it down and then like that's the only attack?
I don't even understand.
This
Why
is like
can't
a
he
fucking
move?
like
Why can't
dance
he move?
game.
Why can't he move?
Is this turn-based or?
I'm asking,
this
why
turn?
can't he move?
He's got a skull on his head. He's got a skull. Is that the health?
Oh my god.
Or is the
So-
crystals?
this
But now there's more crystals. What are the crystals?
Alright, I'm reading the fucking the comments from the guy who this was the first game I ever thought was trash, but played it anyway for the story. Someone said the only fucking someone said imagine that being the only game you had to play for PS2. The only fucking yo.
Combat more complex than the MC5.
Yo, this is so fucking nuts.
This
Like,
looks
why is this
simultaneous.
game so bad?
This looks really really simple, but
it looks
really
like-
overcomplicated.
It looks extremely like a very simple game system that they just
overcomplicated.
yeah, they overcomplicated. Oh my gosh.
You ever
Alright,
played
he's been
JRPGs
fighting the
like
crab
that?
for 15 minutes and now the crab's fucking dead.
Jeez.
Wait, did he get eaten by the crab? Oh, that's not nice. The crabs had babies.
Yeah, my thing is he then runs away and like it's like okay.
And then he's shooting at them from a distance. What
yeah,
the
why
fuck?
can't you can't move? You actually can't like move your character anywhere.
You know those arcades where you'd like stand still and shoot the thing?
Yeah, that's literally what it
A
is.
rail shooter.
That's what that is.
That's literally
Yeah,
what that is.
that's exactly what it is.
I like those games sometimes.
Well, you'd love Orphan. Scion of Sorcery.
No. Maybe sometimes.
Sorcerer, Stabber, Orphan, Scion of Sorcery. Wait a minute.
Oh, just watch the opening of Orphan and tell me now that shit isn't fresh.
Oh, okay.
Play
The-
Orphan
Is the show
opening.
good? I don't know about that, but the opening is
You
fucking
mean wait?
fresh.
You mean the original?
They had a flex on the opening.
You mean the original?
Yeah, of course the original. Ain't nobody watching that new shit, man.
Well, I'm watching the new show. Fuck you. Like,
It's gonna be whack. on, Jimmy.
I'm a big fan of the Sorcerer, Stabber, Orphan series, so I will watch it regardless.
Listen, Jimmy,
Somebody mentioned-
just watch Azukin like everybody else.
You
Somebody-
fuck,
Yeah.
you fucking people. You
Just watch
fucking-
Yuasa.
You
Anime of the season, Jimmy. Free.
I can't even. I
Can't even say I'm wrong.
sometimes, right? I'm like, yo, I would really love to do this YouTube stuff, cause like I feel like it's the only thing I can do to get all of my ideas out there and like express myself, right? But like, then I realize the stuff you man like, the stuff you man like swear by, the stuff you man have decided to call like the anime that keep you here. You're not here for why I'm here, and I'm definitely not here for why you lot are here. Like,
Me is hoping brand new animal is gonna be hype. Watch it disappoint. Watch it disappoint, Jimmy, and you're gonna watch Azukin like everybody else.
I'm
fuck
just here
off
for the
now.
Chinese.
Fuck off.
I'm just here for the Chinese cartoons.
Jimmy, those are some of the same fundamental struggles that artists have had to face since the beginning of man.
I'm not here for the same reasons you man are here. That's all I'm gonna point out.
I mean, I'm only here for some good ass anime.
He said with a post look.
You know what, y'all? Me too.
Oh shit! Doom Patrol just featured in the CW. CW showed like a Doom Patrol clip,
Hmm.
huh? So everything's
I
connected.
thought it was only on the DC app.
No, the CW episode of Crisis on Infinite Earths, they showed like Doom Patrol for like a split second. Like, it was like,
Okay.
well, no, 10 seconds. But yeah, it establishes
really-
everything's connected.
Hold
I
on, the
really
notification on my phone has Jason Todd is the best Robin. If you disagree, you're a fascist.
Yeah, that
Whoa.
was the title earlier.
That was the original title.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't fucking rank Robins because who the fuck cares about Robin?
Well, who's robbing me?
Yeah.
Nobody cares
How
about
mu-
Robin. Red
How much
Hood
is the flight?
is like
No, how
the-
much is the flight? Wait, where do you live in the UK?
I don't care. The only Robin I care about is the person who's robbing me.
I just want to talk, bro. I just want to talk. Wait,
all right.
The only Robin I care about is the person who's robbing me.
Of your heart, or
Of your heart, baby. Hey.
Eh?
I
Eh?
mean,
Hey, but
you
what about
just-
Batwing, guys?
don't say
Batwing?
that, Yao.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
don't say
The
that.
Batman
I
of
sure do
Africa.
love Nightwing. Oh my
No,
god.
wait. Okay, hold on. All right, wait. Before you shit all over Batwing,
I didn't shit on him.
before you shit all over Batwing, I fuck with Batwing. Batwing is
Fuck the
sick.
Batwing too.
You literally said Batwing.
Batwing is sick. Batwing is
Fuck
so
the Batwing
fucking
too.
sick. Let me tell you why
Shut
Batwing is undefeated. Well, before they fucking changed it to the Akata. But let me tell you why Batwing is great. Like, he's freaking literally just a police officer in a corrupt ass African country, and all he does is beat
Bro,
up.
that's a bad thing. Why would you like a cop?
Yeah, no.
Disgusting.
Here's the
I'm
thing.
disgusted.
Being a police officer in Africa is different than being a police officer in most other places.
Is it though, Jimmy?
Yes. They're far more corrupt. They're far more corrupt. So yeah, they're far more corrupt.
So they just shoot. So they just shoot people. They don't bother with
No,
due
they ask for
process.
money.
You don't want to
No,
know.
they ask for
As if what American cops bother with due process.
So,
Okay.
so like American cops
Hey,
have
look,
good
man,
decency
I
to pay for
disagree.
the funeral.
That's
The
a-
African cops just ask you for.
That's
They just ask-
an
No,
unfair
they ask for
assessment
money.
because American cops are masters of
This is true.
de-escalation.
If you go to Nigeria,
Alright.
you will get stopped on the road by cops holding AK-47s, and they will ask.
So American
Wait,
cops
whoa,
provide for the funeral. African cops extort you for the
that's
funeral.
Narco. Narco's here. What's up, Narco? Yeah, no, Narco's
Oh,
right.
no,
If
they
you-
won't kill you if you give them money. Actually,
That's
Mostly
the
deal on-
thing. Like that's the thing. Like
I don't know what happens if you don't
Nigerian
give them
police
money,
will literally do nothing to you if you give them money.
They
Like
probably just beat you.
no, they won't even be. No, okay, Okwe, Narco. If I wind up in like Lagos, right, and I have like a bag of green in the car.
Is the live stream still going?
Yeah,
like-
it's still gone.
So-
It's still
Uh,
gone.
So what happens?
Carter,
So what happens
You
if?
guys
Jimmy,
would
So
know
what?
if it had ended because I would be ranting so fucking
Yes,
hard.
So what Jimmy was
so-
saying, is that like no matter what you do, just give him money, nothing will happen.
More or
That's
So
less.
what
like-
happens if you're white?
If-
So what happens if you're white?
If you're white,
them
then
money.
you have to give them more money because they expect you.
So you
to
don't
have
get shot.
The
So
white
you don't get
tax.
shot.
No,
So you
no,
don't
but
get
no, okay.
shot.
No, it's mainly because they think like, okay, if the way Africans or at least Nigerians operate is you not being from the country but being in the country. You see, Africans understand something that Americans don't understand. If you're in a country and you're not from there, you're most likely going to be wealthier than the average person. You know what I mean? Because the average person can't afford. The average person can't afford to, not be in their country of origin because not being in your country of origin costs money, and that's not something that the average person can just pass around freely, right? So something that folks in Africa understand is if you have traveled to Nigeria but you're from outside of the country, doesn't matter white, black, wherever you come from, you, my good sir, have money, and that's what they want from you, and they will scam you to get it.
Yeah. Sounds like it.
And to
So
be
where
honest,
does
I think
Nigeria
every
come-
I don't want to say third world, every post-colonial country kind of gets that.
Where
Every-
does the Nigerian prince come in?
That was just a scam. That was just a scam. That was it.
Uh,
There haven't been Nigerian princes. I mean, there still are Nigerian princes, but we're not going to go into that.
yeah.
So what's
Well,
the
I mean,
difference,
there's
Jimmy? What do you mean by like post-colonized and third world? Is there a difference?
I mean, yes, there is a difference because you have to think about where the term third world came in, why that term exists. The first, the first, second, third world terms literally come from the Cold War. You had the first world, supposedly, oh, we are capitalist and we're therefore we're the first.
Europe and all
Europe
that.
and all. You've got the second world, which was
Which
was Eastern Europe and Northern Ireland and Ireland, which was like, oh, we're more like people who fell in line with quote unquote communism and were repressed, etc., etc. Then you had the third world, which, mind you, people have loads of different arguments for what the term third world actually means. All it means is, in that dichotomy between the first and second world, that the third world was still up for grabs. That's the only thing that's the only thing that meant. And insofar as what that meant was the third world was the least developed. And the thing is, what most historians have kind of, rightfully corrected is that, to call them third world countries is to obfuscate the history of these places based on, based on classifications of developedness. And on top of that, you're obfuscating it further because countries that used to be quote unquote third world countries are principally not anymore, but people still put them in that same category, like China and India and various places in the Caribbean. Like people, if someone didn't know better and you just said Chile, someone would be like, yeah, that's a third world country, right? No, it fucking isn't.
The reason why Ireland is a second world country.
The reason why I say post-colonial is because, post-colonial means what it's right there on the tin. There's no weird fucking classification.
And so
it's a country that was colonized and no longer is.
I see. The term third world has kind of lost its meaning, its original meaning. It's more like
its original meaning was racist in the first place.
Yeah,
but it's also lost it's even lost its original meaning even further.
Way.
Like when I say third world, I hear it. But before you just educated me, I just thought poor.
Yeah,
but now
exactly.
Now that I think about it, that really dehumanizes those countries and the people in it.
Exactly.
It's they're not even in our world.
So wait, that's technically a colonial country then, because we still have North.
Is it what? What?
Would Ireland technically be a colonial country then, since we still have the North issue?
Are you?
Yes.
Well, you are a colonized. Well, I mean, part of your nation is still colonized. Yes, if that's the question.
Also, don't you still have the Queen on your money?
No, he got the euro.
Ireland has the euro.
We joined the EU.
Northern Ireland uses the pound.
Yeah.
I don't know if you technically joined the EU, but
Hey man,
United Kingdom joined the EU.
Canadians still
uses their money.
Yeah, the
Can I ask what has Bosch done to the Irish? Because all the Irish people are taking the piss off Bosch now.
You probably said Ireland deserves to die or something. Who knows?
Easy breezy. Easy breezy.
No, it's just all the Irish. All the Irish.
Right.
I think
that's right, Jimmy. Watch Ezuken. Watch it. It's the only thing you watch.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I like the opening.
Season's trash. Nuke it. Anime's getting worse.
I really hope I like Weathering with You more than I did Your Name.
What's it called?
Oh, Brand New Animals.
Hey, Leo.
Brand New Animals. Bad.
I got a question. Since you in a given mood tonight, since you're in a given mood tonight, I appreciate you donating to the stream, but there's a slight hiccup here. The problem with super chats is I ain't gonna see that money until a couple months from now.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
No. That it's fine. Please everyone in the chat, donate, do super chats. I appreciate them beyond a shadow of a doubt. But could you cash app a nigga 20?
Hey, I had a set amount that I was planning to give out. I saw the stream going live, and I was like, oh hell yeah! All right.
Cool.
Leo, can you get me a game?
So no problem. Win a giveaway.
You know what? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna do the Lion Wolf giveaway at some point. we're gonna do the Lion Wolf Industries and Platinum Industries unionized giveaway, where me and Leo figure out who deserves to get like a bunch of different games. I'll even pitch in the money for that one too.
Who is the dearest comrade?
Okay, so Jimmy, by you pitching the money, how much money do me, Cam, and Econ have to give you?
Giving away, right?
Oh,
Giving away a
by the
Nintendo
way-
Switch. What's going
By the
on?
way, up, are you in call?
Yeah, what's up?
All right, I wanted to talk to you about what you messaged me about, the whole Chuny thing. So explain your
sure.
explain your idea to the stream while I get something ready.
It's kind of hard though. I'm in a league game,
Ugh.
but I'll see if I can. Anyway, so what I was saying is basically, I guess the short version would be, Chuny is kind of, I guess, not really looked into as much as it should be. It's a lot deeper, in my opinion, than simply just, I guess, middle school delusions of grandeur.
Let me actually go back to the Shoggoth. Yeah, so let me go back to the Shoggoth you wrote, so I can really. So yeah,
that's
I
just
haven't
called
seen.
psychology in general.
I haven't seen the video yet, but Pause and Select dropped a vid a little while ago called what's it called? He dropped a vid a little while ago called "What is Moephobia," right?
I thought I was subscribed to him.
Yeah. And he I haven't seen the video yet, but I haven't seen the video yet, but I have a fairly apt understanding of where he goes with it. But Nako, as he said, was talking about Chuny and how it goes beyond the typical ideas of what people think is Chuny. But the other side of that, the other side of that is that, the other side of it is Chuny as a concept is so misunderstood because it's not just middle school syndrome. Even though it's called that, even though it's the idea that if you still have these ideas past middle school, that's when it's supposed to go away. Because what is in here, what Nako wrote, has a lot to do with fundamentally a rejection of the self and a rejection of an idealized version of the self, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
It's a rejection of, how can I put this?
So it's basically
Maybe trying to force its ideals on you of getting rid of certain attitudes past a certain age.
So it's Giga basically saying anime is trash and so am I.
All right.
No.
Okay.
No.
Have you okay. Have you guys ever felt why is it that people on the news don't yell and show emotion?
I mean, Jimmy,
No.
That's why.
Let's not do any of the fucking high-minded, highfalutin leftism bullshit. Nah. Why do people on the news not spaz out and show emotion? Why? There's a very
Don't want to be
simple-
perceived as weak.
Weak isn't the word for it, but it's very much a perception thing. Continue.
What do you mean by not show emotion? Who
Okay.
specifically isn't
Why-
showing emotion?
why
They
is it
think
that-
it's cool.
Why
They think it's cool.
Let me finish. Why is it that when some terrible shit happens, or a kid gets, or some really terrible stuff happens, newscasters are expected to relay the news with a head of complete and utter straight-laced seriousness without letting any crack show in their demeanor? Why is that?
It's pseudo-professionalism. It's pseudo-professionalism.
Exactly.
That's the word it is.
Now,
Yeah, I always thought.
what if
yeah.
if I told you that in itself is a form of Chuny?
Yeah.
Because
no, because no, because
mindset?
Chuny is you.
Citation needed?
No, think about this. The people who are Chuny, think about people who are Chuny right now. Because actually, I don't want to explain it to you guys. Think about it yourself. It should be easy enough to connect.
No.
Actually. This is
See,
how-
I can look at it and I can almost grasp it. How come? Why? I don't get it.
Okay, the people who are Chuny are doing what?
They're acting in a way that isn't close to reality.
Expressing themselves sincerely.
If you're being really professional, if you're being pseudo professional, and I don't know, let's say, let's pick any genocide in the world. If you're like, oh, I have to keep this like air of professionalism up, even though people are literally getting slaughtered. A school bus of kids just got murdered in like Iraq. What are you doing then?
So you
You're
mean like
acting in
staying...
a way that is not consistent with reality.
So
the same way the people who are Chuny are acting in a way that's not consistent with reality.
Exactly.
I see it. I see it now.
Chuny is all about Jesse. Oh man, I'm so happy I didn't have to say anything just then. It's like, oh, you did it.
No, I thought they'd get it because like Leo literally said, I'm like, oh, you get it.
Yeah,
you get
like,
it.
I'm so happy.
Well, I'm not too smart, so
No,
I always
you are.
make
You
things
are.
win.
No,
but you did.
everyone here.
You
No, you
literally
got it.
said
It's
it.
like it's got it. You just didn't. Like everyone here is smart, but like
I'm
You
not
just needed a
smart.
second to connect it, but like you literally said it.
the thing about it is what makes Chuny such a fucked topic is because the moment you bring it up, everyone has their own idea of what Chuny actually is. Everyone has their own idea of like, no, that's not Chuny. I'm not Chuny. I'm not Chuny. Fuck you. I'm not. Because everyone gets so defensive about it.
My idea of
Everyone-
Chuny is that it's basically a man-child, but
you
like,
see, the fact that that's your idea of Chuny is your is your defense mechanism because because
Shane,
no
Shane.
let me finish. Like that's a defense like the fact that you're
like someone like Movie Bob, I consider a Chuny.
no,
but Movie Bob is doing pseudo professionalism. No,
Movie
he's a
Bob is
perfect
the
example.
Movie Bob is the opposite of Chuny. Like
No, Jimmy, he's a perfect example. If Jim considers that Chuny, that's pseudo professionalism that Movie Bob is doing. The whole way he constantly wants to align himself with powerful people.
like
That's
that.
exactly
Yeah,
what the people in the media do.
Chuny isn't okay. Chunibyo, the concept of middle school syndrome, is essentially in itself a rejection of reality to indulge in the self, right?
Yeah, just trying to make themselves feel better. Escapism.
Yeah, it's an escapism. Where does the reason why people used to call it middle school syndrome is because when you're 15, that's around the age when you start becoming the age of all those famous anime characters you love so much, right? And then you start wondering, when's my anime gonna start? You know,
It goes a bit deeper than that, actually, Jimmy.
It does. I'm just trying to like I'm trying to do the I'm right now.
I
I'm
mean,
not doing the 400
That's
level.
kind of like that's
Okay.
kind of like the, so that's kind of like the Fight Club thing that a lot of incels have when they hit our age.
Sheen,
Everyone thinks at one point that they're going to be the protagonist, but Chuny in of itself, if you ever like smiled when you're sad, that basically kind of that's a Chuny kind of ideal, isn't it?
I feel like that's also that Fight Club thing is also an extension.
Rejecting
like, I feel
reality
like
to
you
try to
should
make
have.
yourself happy.
Have any of you ever watched The West Wing? Then this isn't gonna work, Jimmy, because to explain to you, The West Wing is a TV show about politics, specifically about the White House, like
I'm
the White House, right?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
West Wing.
Most
Yeah, no, I
of the
had to
people
watch
in
one of these
Washington
first
are
3
doing
nights, yes.
Chuny. Most of the people in Washington, right, in like actual positions of power, are doing a Chuny version of The West Wing in their head.
Yep.
Hey, saying most of the people is to be more specific. Let's talk about the most Chuny man alive at this moment.
Donald J. Trump.
Now I be quiet.
Yeah, it makes sense now, doesn't it? So, okay, Chuny goes in different directions. I was trying to get somewhere. Let me boil it down. So once I'm able to boil this idea down, I can actually get to my true point. So, Chuny goes in a lot of different directions because this sounds very stupid to people who aren't like deeply invested in anime fan culture, and trust me, it should. But aside from that, the thing about Chunibyo, number one, I would definitely recommend you watch the show called Chunibyo because I mean it's about this topic, but it's also like a really cool little show. And
The one with the KyoAni eye patch girl.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Director of it.
I gotta watch the
I'm not
second
even getting
season.
to
I
that.
heard it wasn't as good as the first.
Actually, can I ask? Could that be a version of the whole Fight Club thing, where it's like people expect to be main characters of their own story?
I will get
Yes.
to, I will get to that point.
In a sense, yes.
I
but
will
let Jimmy get
address
there.
that point in a minuto, my good friend. So the thing about Chuni is, at its core, it's never about the thing of itself. It's always about everything around it. The actual thing you're Chuni about doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Like what specifically it is. Chuni is not a thing. It's not something man-children do. It's not something nerds do. It's something everyone does. And the moment people realize that, we're gonna be able to have some real discussions about how to improve our lives as human beings. Cause
just to say, do you think there's any way that we could frame this for people who aren't deeply immersed enough in
that's what I'm
that-
about, that's what I was trying to do. Before
Is it time to time to pull out the old imaginary audience concept?
I'll do that, and I'll do that like while I'm doing this.
Hey,
I'll do that while
you're
I'm doing
doing a
this.
Chuni.
So in Chuni, so like I said, let me go back to the beginning. So when you hit middle school, that's when you're around the same age as all the famous anime characters you love so much, right? So then a subconscious desire. It's not something that any kid thinks, because everyone has some level of acceptance in their heart of hearts that the worlds of their favorite anime and comic books and TV shows are just that. Animes and comic books and TV shows, and they'll never be part of them. In fact, that's kind of what Haruhi was about. What are the first words of Haruhi? It's some shit about how Kyon used to believe in that stuff, then he got over it. That feeling of like, oh man, I'm so over that shit. Oh man, I can't believe I was into that shit. Oh man, thank goodness, let's move forward and not be about that shit anymore. Being into the shit isn't Chuni. It's the rejection of the fact that that was what you are. It's the rejection of the fact that that's what makes you happy. That's also extremely Chuni, because in fact, the oldest example that a Japanese person will give you about Chunibyo is when like a kid goes from middle school to high school and they like dye their hair and start going by a different name, you know? Like, yeah, like if I dyed my hair tomorrow and start going by Fola instead of Jimmy, that's a midlife crisis. It will also be true. By the way, midlife crises are essentially just like a second Chuni.
So
like,
Jimmy goes full Hotep.
Jesus Christ. How deep does this go? Did you just equate Chuni with midnight?
Yeah. No.
Okay,
oh no,
this goes real.
This goes really fucking deep.
So Jimmy, would Hotep be a form of Chunibyo? Hotepism.
Is Hotepism
that's just delusional.
No, that's just delusion. Like not all delusion. Not all delusions
finish his
are.
point. Let Jimmy finish his point.
Chuni is delusion. Not all delusion is Chuni. Like Chuni is like
the holdups are just ill. There's
the
something
holdups are just that's just, I don't know about them.
Yeah, no, I just watched that Boondocks episode where Riley's friend ended up becoming friends with the whole Hotep.
Look, man, shush. In the words of famous grime MC and ghetto scholar Kano Robinson, them Hotep man there, them man are some them man there, them man there, them man are some them man there, and that's not me. Anyway, the next part of this is what I like to call. This is not like, this is partially where it's mostly just stuff I've personally observed. The next part of this is what I like to call second order Chuni. Second order Chuni is Chuni that manifests in places of already mass delusion, i.e. within fandoms, within subcultures, within like, you know, that kind of shit. If there's already like a bunch of people accepting a delusion, it becomes a lot easier to make more things delusional. It becomes a lot easier to make more behaviors abnormal and looked at as like notice how there's been a complete consistent wave of niggas being like, there's a difference between otaku and weeaboos. There's a difference between otaku
No,
and
but
weeaboos.
Jimmy, do you remember?
We're not
do you remember-
weebs, we're otaku. You know, that type of shit, right?
No, but
So-
Jimmy, do you remember the original version of that? You remember
Yeah.
how we created the word weeb to mean the fans that were over there? Them over there. They're not us.
They're them man. Yeah, no, like literally the term weeb was made to separate them and there. And
Yeah, isn't that what otaku is too? Like,
so
No,
I don't
otaku
think-
was created by Japan to be like, hey, them man there,
No,
not
no,
us. Then we created weeb, but then we took over weeb and said, you know what, them man there, they're otaku, bro, they're not us.
hold
So
on,
wait.
hang on. It's like
So wait, the difference between weeb and otaku is right now is that otaku is an anime aficionado. Weeb right now is somebody who thinks Japan is their personal hentai manga.
No,
wait, okay,
that's
wait,
a
what are you talking?
No.
What?
That's
Nah,
the original
nah,
version of it. That's the
yeah.
original version of weeb. The weeb has changed massively since then.
Yeah, no, like right now, it's kind of in that zone of weeb being a person who thinks Japan is their hentai
No,
manga.
that's the original version of what weeb was meant to be. We've changed that completely. Weeb is just someone who truly loves anime and understands it. Like they're a person who understands that, hey guys, an anime isn't actually like the studio doesn't own the anime. They don't get to decide to make more. Production committee does. An otaku is someone who like they like anime a lot. They may be obsessed with it, but they don't understand the like intricacies of like the industry or anything.
No.
talking how-
Otaku
Well, I'm saying
understand-
what it's evolved to. Oh,
Yes,
I mean,
okay.
otaku in Japan, yes. Otaku's in America, baby.
Fusion.
But hey,
Okay, I was about to say, cause like, the otaku in
I
Japan
mean,
are
in terms of
pretty-
America.
are pretty hip to how shit functions, dog. Like it's.
yeah, but Jimmy, the otaku in America, like, you think Pan Pizza understands what the hell production committee is?
Hmm?
Pizza's not an otaku.
Yeah, he's just an American cartoon.
Oh, was my mic
enthusiast.
making noise?
anyone
Fine. Who would you use for this example then?
anyone who self-identifies as an otaku or a weeb, like
Jeffrey too.
the other way.
I don't think
I'm an
anyone. I don't think
otaku.
anyone in.
I don't know them.
I don't think anyone on AniTube who self-identifies as like a quote-unquote otaku doesn't know about the inner workings of. Like,
No, I still hear a lot of these people be like, "Oh, damn, why didn't that studio make a season 2?" I'm like, bro, it's the production committee. It's not the
That's
studio.
Jeff.
No, well,
Like,
okay,
no.
that even that is even that oversimplification is like, I mean, yeah, it's an oversimplification, but it's not like a massively incorrect assessment. Like,
Well, no, Jimmy, there's
have a
only
say.
what 5 studios who have the rights over their anime.
Rights
Well,
to your
like,
anime is not the rights to your anime is not the same thing as agreeing to greenlight a sequel.
No, sorry, but they can greenlight their sequels. Like we know, Madhouse sometimes can. They sometimes have the
No.
ability to. 'cause
No,
of
no,
their
no, 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 no,
organization.
no, 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 no,
Making-
no, no, no. Madhouse does. That's the difference.
All right. So people watch Shirabaku and think they know how anime is made. No, the process behind anime is so fucking complicated because a single manga has so many rights over it.
Yeah.
From the publisher, from the weekly publisher, from the actual anime owners to the board
know,
that
but-
owns them. It's like 10 different processes behind getting an anime made.
Yep.
Only way a second season is going to be made if it's guaranteed to make money. Since, you know,
Yes and no. Sometimes the second season was already put, out there because they.
But then
want-
again,
thought it was
that's
gonna
not.
make
That's
money.
okay. Well, we're veering off the topic. Let's not do the
Yeah.
thing where we end up in a whole.
I mean, I
different
always
topic.
thought Chunibyo was just someone that was like creative or imaginative and then had like ADHD.
No, that's
Somebody said, "Isn't this Digibros? Everyone is on the spectrum argument." First of all, Top
No,
Top
no.
Cycle,
Yeah, autism is
Hold
really
on, Jimmy.
different.
Let
All
me
right.
explain something real quick.
All right.
We haven't exactly got there yet, but this is like what I'm saying is actually rooted in psychology, so it's entirely
Autism is
Yeah, so-
autism is completely different.
I
Like a
mean-
lot of digis on the spectrum argument is rooted in 4chan's idea of what autism is,
Mm-hmm.
which is not exactly the
Yeah,
best idea.
because Digi doesn't read books. We know this. So anyway,
Just like Kanye.
Reminds me of somebody.
So yeah, so the
Just like Kanye, bro.
wait,
I'm gonna
you
say
talk-
Destiny.
Oh, you were gonna say
I
that?
mean, also Destiny too.
Oh my god.
Destiny, Kanye West, Digibro, books, nah.
So like basically, something Nako sent me was something I've read about in regards to this a long time ago, was something called the imaginary audience, and as its name implies, the imaginary audience is a form of psychosis that. It's a very mild psychosis, mind you, and it's not something that everyone who suffers from like has to get treated for. It's just and it's a thing that a lot of kids grow out of. It's a
Would
mild
furry-
it's a
would
mild
furry
Can you put an
psychosis.
asterisk on that real quick? That grow out of.
Good
can we put
furry-
an
Yeah.
asterisk
So
on
I said most. I said some people. I said some
Could
people. grow out.
furry be a form of Chunibyo?
Shame, please wait. Please wait till I'm done. Please wait till I'm done.
Shame. That's a very interesting point. Let Jimmy get his point off first, though. Then we'll
Just-
jump into that.
Please
All right.
wait till I'm done. I don't want to talk about fucking furries today. Please. Get something else to talk about.
You're saying you want first to talk?
Yes. Fuck all furries. They should all burn in hell. Fuck.
Wow,
Anyway,
you did chill, Jimmy.
I'm joking.
From a coat he borrowed from James Dean in a voice.
Wow.
When has Jimmy ever
From
chilled?
you and me. Wait. Okay, wait. So before I left, I heard. Wait, does Digibro have an argument about what it takes to be on the spectrum of autism?
Oh no, he thinks everyone's on the spectrum.
We're not doing this. We're not
We're
doing
not
this.
talking about Digibro.
We're not talking
No,
about
that's all I
fucking
wanted to know.
Digibro.
That's all I wanted to know.
Ever should
Digibro is entirely unrelated.
Well, like,
That's
bro,
all I wanted to
like,
know.
we're not doing this. So, if you call yourself an otaku, you're the biggest weeaboo. I mean, not really. Like, most weeaboos right now don't even know what the word otaku means. Anyway, so like, the thing about Chuni is that yes, this imaginary audience thing that psychology talks about, okay. Have y'all ever had? Do y'all remember? Some of you were this kid. But I know if you weren't, you all remember who it was. And some of you probably have them on your Instagram, and you can like message them what I'm about to say. You lot remember that one evoke Mandem or group of them and theirs who used to fucking like who used to do shit like fucking like take their umbrellas or something and do like stick fights outside of class, or like
Do Naruto battles.
or like or the Naruto runners in the hallways, or the man them who like if it wasn't Naruto running in the hallways, it was like they just had to be like the most cool, suave, silent type
I
dude.
remember
it might
two
be me.
people. I remember
Like,
two
they had to be
people.
the cool-
Might be me.
They had to be
In
the
ele-
cool,
in
suave,
elementary and middle
silent type.
school.
Huh?
I remember two people in elementary and middle school. They would do Naruto battles.
Yeah.
outside
And then
of
like,
recess.
this is my favorite one.
Recess.
This is my favorite one. My favorite was. Oh my god.
Jimmy, one of them told me they actually spit a fireball when they tried to do one of the Naruto fireball.
Yeah, right before he went to go chill with his uncle at the Nintendo office. Right before he went to go chill with his uncle at the Nintendo office. Anyway. You mean the truth?
He's in the Navy now, but go on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's the thing.
Oh,
That's the
we're
thing.
fucked.
Chuny kids, the kids who have the most Chuny in them, they're usually the ones who end up doing stupid shit when they're older. Like, and I don't mean stupid just as in like dumb
Joining an
stuff.
anime Discord. Who the fuck would do that?
Exactly.
Like
And
he's
you
gonna
know-
become a writer.
Hey Jimmy,
Mm-hmm.
now that you mention that right now, you know what I think that is?
What?
We were talking about the concept of abject rejection of that concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of the concept of choosing. Basically, would it be far off to say that that's what happens when you choose to, I guess, embrace it rather than reject it?
When you choose to embrace your Chuny,
Yeah, in a sense.
you go.
'Cause-
Okay, so Chuny.
what-
Okay, let
okay,
me
go
let
ahead.
me finally make my point. Let me finally make the big overarching point I was trying to make.
Hell.
You wanna know what I think Chuny is? You wanna know what I think Chuny is?
What's Chuny?
Chuny, in my estimation, in the forms it exists outside of like commodification, right? Like when it's just kids being really weird, or kids liking really weird stuff, or kids doing really weird shit, and when it's just people being like super animated and like, oh, you can't do this, like, you know, acting like a cartoon character IRL. Really, all Chuny is lampshading society. Like, it's a consistent and constant, like, the moment you see someone acting in a Chuny way, what's the gut reaction? You're like, oh, I mean,
They
why is that
shouldn't
gonna
act
do it?
that way.
They shouldn't act
One
that
might
way.
say you would call it cringy.
Exactly.
No, the gut reaction to cringe. Cringe is that this person should not act that way. This person should not exist in this type of way because I don't think so.
Because
And to
I
ask
don't
Jimmy's question
like.
before he can ask, why do you not think they should act that way? Is the important question.
Society.
Because it's weird.
Not to quote the Joker,
live
but honestly.
In a society.
So that quote, we live in a society. Take away, we live in a society. Society really does shape
A society
the way
we
that
live in.
most people think. It's just
And
how it is.
so,
You know,
A society we live in.
now,
Someone said, "Welcome to the new game show." Interrupt Jimmy. You know, I'm just very polite. I let folks get their points out.
Sorry about that, Jimmy.
No,
Oh, no, I
you
just
lot,
interrupted
fine,
Jimmy
you lot
'cause I
fine.
knew
If we don't listen to Sheem say the same joke 5 times, we haven't existed in this voice call. That's
Exactly.
Shut
how
up.
Sheem, I love you. It's okay.
Shut up.
Oh, so
I'm
I'm pretty,
offended.
I'm pretty drunk now, but keep going.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of like Mole Man. Nobody loves me.
Shut up, Sheem. Shut up.
Shut up,
Shut up, Sheem. Shut up.
We love you.
Just fucking say
You're like one of my favorite internet friends. You fucking asshole. You fucking prick.
We got some good points to put in sometimes. Anyway.
Whoa. Solid Snake is trying to tell us something.
I have been involved in numerous secret raids in Al Qaeda.
Okay, Solid Snake. Okay.
And I have over 300 confirmed kills.
All right.
I am trained in
Hey.
guerrilla warfare.
Hey, could I say something as someone who's in the
And I'm
military?
the top sniper in the entire U.S. Armed Forces.
I think that
So
that
it's guerrilla
whole
warfare, just
comment,
warfare
that
for
whole
being
comment meme was real.
But just another target.
That was
like
real.
Dr. Disrespect.
I will wipe you the fuck out with precision the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Mark my fucking words.
But this quote was real. Like the person who wrote
You
this,
think
the way it was wrote,
You can get away.
it was
with
actually
saying
someone
that
in the military. I do not doubt that for a second.
I love this guy. Okay, here's the thing, right? Do you think it was real? But was he like, I don't know, embellishing a lot?
Yeah, he was talking the truth. All that was true because people do exist that in the army. Someone in my unit is the President's 100. You know what the President's 100 is? The top 100 shooters in the military. The shit he did when he was on active duty is absolutely insane. So that
You been
guy.
telling us this?
So no, this is me, Lion. Call me Lion. So that
Isn't
was
this-
true.
isn't this
However,
classified
this
shit?
was a boomer. This was a boomer saying it. He was saying it in a way that's like, okay, this is a boomer. He had no way of knowing this. He was only saying it because he thinks one of his tech guys could find this guy, which they could, but they wouldn't. Like a tech guy in the military who is a 25 series, who's really high up there, could probably find you and your IP address and exactly where you live, but they wouldn't do that because that's a compromise of like your safety and your integrity.
Yep.
You know? But someone in the special forces and the Marines and like high up there, President's 100, who would have those kind of stats? No. Someone who's tech status, they would know more about the internet than them. So nothing happened from it, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
and
But
folks
I'm-
like to forget that the internet literally was made by the U.S. military, and like
No,
they
the
have
internet was
they
made
have
by- the
black
internet was made by-
they ha- well they have
internet was made by the
my
Nazis.
point here is they have back doors that you lot are not fucking aware of.
Aren't the internet? Aren't the internet?
Okay.
Aren't the internet?
This is
Aren't the
one
internet
reason-
made by the Nazis?
Shame,
This is,
shame. People are trying
this
to
is
talk.
one reason I will never own an iPhone because the U.S. What's that organization called that was exposed a couple of years back? I can't think of it because I'm drunk.
You mean the entire U.S. intelligence agency?
Basically, they asked the Apple for a
Oh, I know what you're talking
backdoor-
about. Yeah, they found a
Oh,
way
yeah,
to break into the
FBI.
iPhone.
They asked
Yeah,
for
they
a
wanted to break into the
backdoor,
iPhone.
a backdoor
Apple
for
said
all of their
no.
Apple devices. They said no, but then they did anyway.
No, they
Oh,
said
no,
they already
'cause-
had it, and they just wanted to be nice and say, "Hey, maybe you can give us it." You
Yeah,
know,
but they already
No,
had
but
it.
they already had.
No,
they
but
were
they
just being
They
nice.
did anyway. They already did anyway. If you own an Apple device, the government has a backdoor to it already.
I mean, well, no, but like,
Guys,
Listen,
stop
Leo,
buying Huawei.
Leo.
Stop buying Huawei.
Okay. No,
Stop-
that's China's government.
Stop
Cool.
Yeah,
buying
pick your
Huawei.
government. Pick your government.
Guys, please stop.
Anyway,
Okay,
anyway,
Leo,
all of this is unimportant.
Jimmy,
Pliskin-
can I
Plis-
fix this? Can I
Pliskin-
finish my point?
What? No,
please.
Pliskin said
away
something
for a
because
second.
you're gonna veer away from the Chuny topic because this is on the Chuny topic. Someone said, thing is, everyone has to be Chuny because your identity is constantly in denial in order to both not confront the issues of the circumstances in our own lives and to deny what you are in order to project what you wish to be. And because we're able to be a version of ourselves that is not us, we live in a world that we are objectively and mathematically useless, pointless, and worthless in the cesspool of quantity of people, and our own worthlessness is an insult to our wanting to matter. You know what?
That's not true.
You know
Sure.
what? That's actually like the most. I won't say it's the most like interesting take on the whole Chuny discussion because it's a take I've come close to making, but it disregards something actually.
So to say that we don't matter would be lying. Like we don't really matter. However, our money matters.
Philosophy.
Our money matters.
Our money does matter.
Yeah,
That's the only thing of us that matters, honestly.
I mean, no, we do matter. I kind of
In this current society in the U.S., yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you do matter. Slavery.
So
From
now
Amazon
here's
tomorrow.
here's another thing.
not-
Here's
Wait, what'd you say?
If everyone just stopped buying from, or if everyone just stopped going into work for like a big ass corporation, I'm just gonna use Amazon as an example. If every single put upon employee working for Amazon didn't go into work tomorrow, and they just didn't.
If everyone strikes, you mean?
Yeah.
What about it?
There's not really much that they couldn't have they could.
So what you're trying to say is that the people have power. We do. However, no one's not gonna go.
Yes and
No one's gonna not go into work tomorrow because we all want to pay our bills. We all want to have
Also-
electricity.
Yeah,
We
but
all
also,
wanna
Rob,
have internet.
Amazon's a mediocre company. The only piece of Amazon that actually makes prominent is their web services, which means like Spotify still has to pay Amazon. The U.S. government hosts a lot of their websites through Amazon's web services, which means Amazon's still gonna get paid. Like the only thing you're gonna do is damage Jeff Bezos' wealth because that's just based off stocks, and the
So,
stock will probably collapse.
You know something about this that could tie into Chinibyo is what like Chinibyo is like, what's your dream job? You know, what the fuck is a dream job? Like something you do every day to get money, to work for a corporation to get money in this capitalist system. So that means you're not forcing. You actually think you're happy working this job, getting money, and being a slave to this actual system. Is that not
Heard
true?
this so many times before.
Bro, I don't know about you, but my dream job is executioner for Jeff Bezos. So I'm trying to kill that man.
my dream job is to execute the king, the queen, and crown King Harry.
No, so many people in the U.S. have a dream job of like going to work, doing the same thing, going back home, and earning a decent amount of money to own a regular house.
Let me make it very clear to you.
Okay,
Is that
my
not
dream,
Chinibyo?
my dream
that
job
not
is to
Chuny?
execute the queen and crown King Harry.
Shame we
Because
we
Meghan
hear you.
Markle's
Jimmy,
going to
You
die.
say it the first time. We hear you
Jimmy.
say it the first time. Don't worry.
Jimmy, is that not Chuny?
Huh? Is what? No, I wasn't paying attention. I was listening to something.
Is
My
that
dream
like-
job is to get rid of this headache for good.
Jimmy, is the idea of a dream job not Chuny?
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Also, is anybody going to assassinate Liz Warren before she ends up screwing up this election?
I
Oh, no,
kinda
no, she's already
disagree
ruled
with
this
that.
out.
Okay, I'm not
Someone
saying
just wrote kids in middle school and high school that think that hard ass thugs are Chuny. People are starting to get it. People are starting to get
Wait,
it.
hold on, Jimmy.
People are starting to get it. What's up?
I wouldn't call. Okay, so I just finished my league game, so I can actually talk properly for a little bit before I go to sleep. But I won, by the way. But anyways,
Oh,
I
congrats.
wouldn't call having
I bet
a
you played
dream
some
job.
ball, you bitch.
Somebody wrote. Jimmy, hey guys, do you think Jimmy would be my friend? I only befriend light skinned black women with fat bottoms. Alright, so
I can't believe I'm not your friend, Jimmy. I'm not your friend.
Wow. So none of us are friends, Joe. Jimmy, I like to establish, Joe. This is now my Discord. Jimmy, our friendship with Joe has ended.
Where I draw the line.
Kick him,
Jimmy.
Jesse.
skin
Kick
woman.
him,
Jimmy,
Jesse.
I'm not your friend, Jimmy.
Wow.
Kick him, Jesse.
Wow.
I can't yet. He's still streaming. Don't worry
Jimmy?
though. This
Wow.
Jimmy.
I'm
If you're
friends
ever
with
in
all of you. All of you
Washington,
guys are my
let me
friends.
know. If you're ever in Washington State, or I'm ever in the state that you live, let me know. We're gonna hit it up. We're gonna buy a bottle of like Maker's
Leo,
Mark.
maybe you
and
can
drink it all. All right.
But
Leo,
hold on,
maybe you can convince him to become your
Don't
friend.
what you what? Stop tempting me with alcohol. I hate it. People know I hate buying alcohol because I hate having alcohol in my house because it means I'm just gonna
Hey.
be dead for 3 days. But
Why
no,
would you buy it? I would buy it.
I
Well,
don't
Jimmy,
drink-
if you come to Ireland, you're the one buying the alcohol. I don't have money.
Elijah just said I'm voting Yang. Yo, Elijah, stop! Don't come into this. Don't come into this stream and just say I'm voting Yang. No, because the worst part is the worst part is I get why Elijah is voting Yang.
Elijah, if you vote Yang, you're a cook.
No. I get why Elijah is
Jimmy,
voting
he
Yang.
backtracked support for Medicare for all. He backtracked
He did.
support for
He
a
did.
climate
He
change.
did.
He's
He
backtracked
definitely
on
did.
literally everything. The only thing he has now is the $1,000 a month, which you can't have and have benefits at the same time. So,
I
if
got
you're a
stock
family of three,
promoted. I make 4,000 a month. Hell yeah.
You know what? I would
Yang
love?
is the Yang is the modern equivalent of that politician you would have a beer with.
so he
Jimmy,
sucks.
Jimmy, what's
Yeah.
your favorite type of alcohol? So if we're ever in the same city, I could buy it. We could hang out and just
Hey
like
guys,
have
we're
a
not
night
talking
of
about
like
alcohol
whatever.
right now, though. We're talking about Chuni.
Text me about that. Anyway.
I'll text you.
Anyway. Now.
Are we getting back on topic?
What was the topic? Oh yeah, nothing.
Chuni
That's
is the
right.
topic.
Let's go back on.
Our answer Yang for is Judy.
No,
I'm
Yeah,
still
you know
waiting
what?
for that elusive final point that Jimmy was gonna make. But...
No, the final point I was making was that
Imagine thinking Jimmy ever has a point.
the final point I was making is that Shuni itself exists in more places than just in otakudom, and the amount of places it exists are so scary, and the implications of those of how it works are even scarier. Because someone rightly pointed out that all those black kids who think they're thugs in middle school and high school are chuny as fuck. Because here's the problem though, chuny doesn't know, like, at some point it stops being a delusion. You can only be a thing. You can only be a thing in your head for so long before you become that thing in the real world. And when the object of your chunibyo is attainable in real life, that's when things get problematic.
And that's when you get Donald Trump.
Also, school
Okay,
shooters.
Yao.
Also
Are we
school
considering?
shooters.
Okay, Yao.
Thank
Hope is from Morocco, so does that mean she's black?
No.
She's African, doesn't mean she's black, I guess.
Yo, Morocco hates black people. First
Like,
of all, let's
but
not get
can
into
they
that.
say-
American.
Why the
Can
fuck?
they say the N
No,
word there?
no, they can't.
Oh,
Okay.
I mean, they will with a hard R.
Look,
I actually know
I've been,
Saudi
look,
Obama.
bruv, I've been to fucking Morocco. None of them people are black. Shut up. Only black Moroccans are black. None of them regular Moroccans are black.
You know,
The people in Morocco
hey,
who are black are black.
Could I
Okay,
ask?
so Jimmy,
Could I
there
ask
is a
something?
clip of Pokemon saying the N word that's floating around.
Okay,
now.
yeah, then
We're trying
bun her for that. Did she? How did
Yeah.
she say it?
Hey,
Has she
could I ask
apologized
something
yet?
now?
Has she
Don't know.
has she done the rounds yet? Has she done her rounds yet, or has she not?
Don't know.
So that
then
clip is like
don't talk to
very
me
long
until she
ago,
does her
before it
rounds.
was common knowledge that you couldn't say the N word.
It was from 6 years ago.
Jimmy,
No, it was
Jimmy,
always
There was
common knowledge that you couldn't
there
say
was
the
a
N word,
common
people
knowledge
still
thing.
say
I think everybody
no,
knew
no,
that
no,
they
no.
shouldn't be saying it, but
Jimmy,
people
could you
did.
agree that before like 2017, like everyone said the N word.
No, you
Right.
see, the thing
Then I don't know.
they stopped.
I don't know
it
what
was-
you're talking about, but yeah.
No.
In like,
Yao.
hood areas, yeah, a lot of people do say the N word that
Yeah.
aren't black.
No,
Yeah.
yeah, I
100%
think.
true.
Wait, Leo, you're white. Wait, Leo, are you white or black or what?
I am 100% Mexicano. Usted Mexicano,
Okay.
señor.
So were you saying the white kids were saying nigga? Because, you know, me and
Yes.
me. Okay, cool. So okay, because when they saw us, they stopped because they knew one of us is willing to throw away our lives to end theirs.
Yeah. So, Jimmy, that's what the question I want to ask Jimmy. So, do you believe in giving the N word pass to any other race other than black? I would say no.
Hell
like,
no.
okay, I've We've talked about the
there we
N word
go.
on the stream so many times.
As the
We've talked about the N word on the stream so many times. Fine, I'm going to lay down my position on the fucking N word for the last time.
It's bad.
Because Jimmy-
The position is bad.
Jimmy, I'm gonna be honest with you and everyone here. In Google Plus, that doesn't exist anymore. There's no evidence of it. I used to say N-word a lot, but that's with my friends.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
I've gone to Florida with them. I'd said it in front of them, and they'd been all right with it. But I'm not black.
But I
Listen,
get
bad
that.
You
my
are
thing-
drunk, Leo.
My thing is,
I feel
when
bad
it comes to a non-black person saying the N-word, I don't care. You can say whatever
Alright.
you want.
Yeah.
Now here's my thing. When it comes time for you to face the music, my G, of you repeatedly saying that word and eventually it catching up with you, do not drag me into any kind of but my friend Jimmy. No.
When Rashid pulls up, bro. When Rashid and Tyrone pull up and you're about to die, don't call me.
When Jamal and Daquan and Darius pull up with the big baseball bats. When they pull up on you with the real burners, that's not my business at all.
I believe that the
when
N-word
Jamal
pass
and
is
Tyrone
not a
pull up
thing.
with the chopper and they pull up with the 45.
No. So the N-word pass is not a thing. So I only said it because that was a culture back then. Everyone said the N-word. Don't say that you haven't, because you have.
I do not agree with that.
You have.
Someone said she apologized to Gripper Girl.
Most people have that.
Thing as the N word. There's niggas you're comfortable saying it around, and there's niggas you're not comfortable saying it
Okay,
around.
so let me make this very clear to you. If you live in the UK,
y'all saw that.
Ever since 2017, I've never said it again because I was ignorant to it. I didn't know.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the reason why I don't care. Cause okay, Musokwe, I'm gonna say this as Nigerian as possible because this is my Nigerian side coming out.
Why are you doing?
I'm being very serious when I say I don't like repeating myself.
I hate this man.
If I've said something before, I don't want to say it again. Like I'm so serious. Cause fuck off. People have been on this N-word. If you just came to the realization that the N-word is a bad, I'm not talking to you specifically, Leo, but if you just came to the realization that people, you probably shouldn't be saying the N-word as frequently as you want, that there's people who don't I want people to understand that's not in any way a commendable position to reach. That's the default position. Even in the liberal hellscape of pre-2016, it was common knowledge you shouldn't say the N-word in public. Why did an orange man have to get in office for that to be put into question again? And then for us to tell people that is indeed not even questionable. That's one of the sides of this that gets me annoyed.
I think Jimmy, honestly, because people want to take that word back, and because why can't I say a word that you can't say that was white people mainly.
Obviously,
other races.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because people want power. Whenever people lose power, the first thing they're gonna try and do is get it back. It's almost a scientific reaction, and nigger.
I've never said that.
Nigger. That word is power. That word is power. That word is power that they no longer wield.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's I've said it. The reason why it pains white people that they can't use the N-word is because I've given this exact story. The N-word originally starts as how to take away people's humanity, denigrate people's humanity. Then it becomes just a word black people use amongst themselves when it becomes no longer, proper in polite society to say it to black people. And black people just say it amongst themselves. Then it becomes a way black people assert their humanity. They took it all the way full circle. Nigga becomes a way you describe humanity now. It's them niggas, that white nigga over there. It's that, that Asian nigga. That's humanity
After
now.
Jimmy's
Now
done, I have a quick thing.
Yeah, the thing is, white people are so vexed because they can no longer define their humanity on black terms. That's it. That's it. That's the only reason folks want to say
a wholehearted degree. When in
Wait, can I say
2016,
something real quick?
2015, 2014. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
All right, so on that topic of wanting your power back, it actually connects really relevantly to something I was talking about with Jimmy a month or two ago. about Chuni, because think about it first. Like, if you phrase, I'm sorry to bring up Hitler, I
Go
hate
ahead,
bringing
go
up
ahead.
Hitler, but like, if you take Hitler's, I guess, ideology and phrase it a certain way, let me just do that. I am of the chosen race, and I am the chosen one who is going to
Nazis
be the
weren't that.
person.
Let him talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
And
Let him
I
talk.
am the person, the chosen person, that is going to shape the world by my hand into what I want it. Is that not Chuny? Does that not sound Chuny to you?
I mean, the Nazis were nerds.
The
so
Nazis
they
were Chuny as fuck. Like, in fact,
Those are words I never thought I'd hear.
yeah, the Nazis. Wait, no, okay. I've had this argument. I've talked about this to
So
people.
the Nazis were the biggest example
The
of
Nazis were the biggest historically. The Nazis were the biggest fucking example of Trinity.
I swear, if Jimmy had more clout, we would be so many levels of cancel.
Hold on, Jimmy.
This brings me to yeah, I know what the stream's fucking up, and I'm gonna wait till it.
That's not what I was gonna say.
What?
What I was gonna say. So, I guess to break this down to its core, Chuny is a delusion of grandeur that, I guess, crystallizes in a certain way, or I guess a variety of certain ways. For example, like, as somebody mentioned in the chat earlier, I wasn't looking at it, but you brought it up. That sort of, it's a design, like the imaginary audience is everyone goes through some form of it. It's just a sort of belief that you want to be the protagonist. Like, that is just innate human nature.
Yeah.
Is a desire to be the protagonist. And Chuny is one of the, I guess, more common ways.
It's one of the mental psychoses
tends
that
to material.
Yeah, it's how it material. Now, but yeah, the Nazis were definitely fucking Chuny as all hell. Like, it's kind of scary because that's the power, guys. That's the power of Chuny, and liberals are allergic to it. Liberals are allergic to Chuny. You want to know why? Because liberals did something that you can't do if you let your, like, if you are living the path of Chuny, which I have accepted, I'm living, and a lot of the people in this call have accepted. If you're going down the path of like living Chuny, you can't let yourself grow up. Like you oh no. Grow up is not the right word. You can't let yourself grow old.
Always remember your past.
Can't let yourself be constrained by the limits of conventional.
You can't let yourself be closed-minded.
Like
Just remember your youthful idealism
and pragmatism and what you can and can't do. What's realistic? What's like you have to think realistically.
Do you want to know what it is? Do you want to know? Do you want to know the show that truly communicated Chunibyo to me, like, and like the good elements of Chunibyo, like, because much like everything, there's good polarity and there's bad polarity, much like the Infinity Engine, dog. But like the most positive polarity of Chunibyo that I've been able to watch is fucking Gurren Lagann. Like that anime. The whole idea of literally refuse logic, refuse the idea of
refuse the power.
Like, okay, so
in other words, Roro fight the power.
So like,
see it in
as it gets.
Like that, like really, when you're faced with the decision of, okay, I have to accept my previous self, or okay, fuck you, I'm gonna fight. I have to accept my previous self and fight, or fuck you, I'm gonna be this new idea of myself. When you reject like the just new idea, and like if someone says, what is Chuny again? Chunibyo is a really, like, again, it's not just LARPing. Like, saying it's just LARPing is like is kind of to misunderstand it. What it is a mind state of. Is it wanting to be special? No. Wanting to be special is a way Chuny can manifest.
Well, I mean, everybody
wants
deep down inside wants to be special.
Yeah, but
and certain people, I guess, certain people's response to, I guess, the realization that they aren't going to become, or I guess it's not going to be basic. Let me rephrase that. People's realization that their ideal might not be attainable,
Yeah.
and how they choose to cope with that
Like,
sort of
here's the
defines
thing.
Chuny.
Here's the thing. Like, when and the people who say, all right, my ideal isn't attainable. All right, I'll get a new ideal and I'll go be an adult. Those are the ones who grow up and then look back at people who never lost those ideals with the most disdain. Like, you'll never find a more bitter person in the universe. You'll never find a person who hates leftism more, who hates communism, or who hates like left-wing ideology more than someone who was a communist in their 20s and became a liberal in their 30s. You'll never find someone like that. That's who we're fighting right now, guys. Like
Someone who lost their ideals.
the Warren supporters, the Buttigieg supporters, that's who we're fighting. That's who's actually like hating Bernie right now. The people who hate Bernie are not like Republicans. Like they don't know what Bernie's about. They're all lizard brained. Like they don't exist. They're not a functional part of you lot's American political process. The people who are really the fucked ones are the ones who used to actually have your idea, who used to have leftist or like very progressive ideals, but they just quote unquote grew out of them.
Yeah, now they're angry. Yeah, because it's like, what the fuck? I did what I was supposed to do.
I did what I was supposed to do, and you mean I'm gonna lose still? What? Like, imagine. Now, let me tell you why people like Neera Tanden, people like Hillary Clinton, people like Obama are so evil. Like, imagine having a soul at some point. Like I don't know to what extent. I don't know to what extent. I can't say I don't know any of these people. But imagine like having ideals. Like having a world you want to live in, having things you want to do. Like
Jimmy, there's a word you're missing.
What?
Having a dream.
Imagine having a dream.
But then he gets assassinated.
Shut up. But then at some point, not even like terrible things happen. You just realize that, you know what? This particular dream, it ain't what it's all cracked up to be. It's not real. It's not real. I thought it was, and you know what? I'm done. I want to do something different.
I would say to define Chuny, I guess the current definition I've arrived at right now, subject to change, is that Chuny is defined by actions taken as a concrete form of a refusal to, I guess, reject your dream.
Oh, okay. As a refusal to reject your dream.
As unrealistic as your dream might be.
Yeah. Now here's the shit, my spine fucking out. Now here's the
and
other,
I guess go ahead.
Here's the part. Here's another part that gets me. That really gets me. Sorry. Something that's like really freaking like sad is like the people who lose their dreams. They're the ones who fight against the people who still have dreams the most. Like the fucking most. You will
and
never
I was
find
about to get to that actually.
You'll never find a person, like I said, like you'll never find a person who hates like leftism or just progressivism more than a West Wing liberal. Like, go watch if any of you have seen The West Wing is this show made by Aaron Sorkin. It's
Fuck Aaron Sorkin.
Yeah,
pretty much neoliberalism, the TV series.
It's neoliberalism, the TV series. But insofar as it's neoliberalism, the TV series, you want to know who the biggest villains in the show are? It's not Republicans. Oh no. Oh no. It's not Republicans. Like there's Republican villains and there's like bad guys in the show who are Republicans. They make fun of them, But Republicans aren't really looked at as like the problem in the show. You wanna know who the problem in the show was? And this is years before Bernie became relevant. This is like a decade before Bernie became relevant. You wanna know who the big problem? The lefties. The bleeding heart types, the progressives. The picket fencers, the protesters, those types,
the ones who got in the way,
the ones who get in the way of everything, the ones who just can't, be rational and be adults, yeah, that should tell you the exact mindset.
So it's all about idealism until idealism becomes a problem.
It's Chunibyo is not in such.
No. That series you were talking about.
Oh gosh.
Gurren Lagann?
No.
About West Wing.
West Wing.
Oh, the
What I'm
West
saying
Wing.
is that
Oh.
what is like
Becoming
Chinubio a rejection of cynicism?
It's a rejection of reality as it is. It's saying
That's not.
No, Chunibyo is not a rejection of cynicism because a lot of Chuni is in itself very cynical. A lot
Can
of
I
Chuni...
can I just have a quick throw in here for some politics?
Yeah, sure.
You know how fucking Corbyn was accused of being racist,
Yeah.
and that was why he was brought down.
Yeah.
You know how Bernie Sanders is now being accused of being sexist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
just
also
saying.
racist. Oh no, not him.
It's happening again.
It's not though. But it's not though.
They're
No, but you see,
trying.
okay, okay. You know what? To finally slowly get off this topic of Chuni just for a second, the difference here, and I had this argument with my dad. You can ask Narco. Like I was actually having this direct argument with my dad. Bernie Sanders is the most popular politician in America. Like bar none. Go look at the polls. Bernie Sanders is the most popular politician in America. Jeremy Corbyn wasn't. You know that, Adam. You know that. You know that, Adam.
I might.
You
I
know
might have
that-
an idea.
You know that, Adam. You know that Jeremy Corbyn wasn't.
I
much
didn't
as-
they
as
love
much
Corbyn
as
for a
we-
hot
as-
minute,
as-
though? Boris
as
Johnson?
as much as we love Jezza, as much as we loved Jezza, as much as he was great, you
Hey,
go out, you go.
Not
go,
even his
go-
own party liked him. I have to
Exactly.
admit.
Exactly. And that's the problem. That's the problem. The difference there is that number one, British politics it's constructed differently, and like the thing about British politics is the way. Hey, fun fact, you know, Labour has not actually like been in power. Like they've not had a majority government since before World War II. You know that?
And I hope.
Like that's a fact. They've held office. You know, I was born when the Prime Minister was fucking Blair. Like they've held office, yes, but they've never been in power. So let's think. If Labour hasn't actually been in power, and the only possible thing that's existed for Britain on a legislative level has been, you know, some bastardized coalition of the Lib Dems, the Tories, and Labour, but you know, pre-2017 Labour, when it was literally just corporatists, like, and then you're gonna have a bunch of people who don't fucking trust Labour. You're gonna have a bunch of people who don't fucking trust anything that these folks are doing. But then you had a small shining hope when Jeremy Corbyn said, hey guys, I'm not trying to make y'all go through another Brexit referendum. How about we just, you know, call it done and keep moving? And he apparently won an election off of that. And Labour for some reason is like, nah, we gotta do another referendum. And then Jezza and his cuckoldry is like, okay, fine, we'll do another referendum. And he loses an election. Big shock. Do you want to know what this is, guys? You want to know what this is? Imagine, because this is the craziest thing. Because like that whole Brexit thing was a center. His opinion on Brexit was a center point for why he was a viable candidate in the election. If you want a similar thing to happen to Bernie, literally, he just has to come out and start saying some shit like, I looked through the numbers, and it seems to me that it doesn't look like we're gonna be able to have Medicare for all. So instead, we're gonna do a Medicare buy-in program. That would kill Bernie's. That would kill Bernie's chances. Barring anything like that, barring any major policy shift. Like, that's the thing. Folks love to say some bullshit like, oh, it's not policy that makes people care about who wins. It's the image. But the most meaningful difference in most elections nowadays come down to policy. The reason Jezza lost was because for all the racism and bullshit that the Tories had, right? For all the nonsense the Tories had, hey man, some folks like being racist and hate outsiders. some folks don't want England to be less English, that regardless of whatever the fuck that means, right?
Some people find comfort in it.
I'm gonna head to
And
bed, Jimmy. Check your DMs. I'm about to send you a little.
It's funny because I feel like all the Americans in here hear me talk about this are like, wow, England's just like America. I was like, yeah, guys. Yeah, it fucking is. What do you think I'm doing?
Brexit was the biggest lose-lose scenario.
What?
England's worse than America. At least in America, you have to be black for you to kill you.
Less guns.
True.
It's really that.
I mean, at least tonight brought in a record number of donations for our guy. So I mean, every guy always look for the silver lining.
And the only good thing about England is we have nationalized healthcare. Well,
that might be gone soon. So
yeah,
political system is a lot more fair as far as corporate spending goes.
But then again, we are fucked by class when it comes to welfare. We're still rigorously means tested.
People in Europe seem so afraid to lose their identity.
White people are so afraid of losing their identity because they're on the precipice of realizing that they have no identity.
Except if you're Irish.
Wow.
The Irish are the,
Julian just
the Irish
said
are the only
some
white
shit.
people
Julian
with
just said,
identity.
like Ichigo and I say no. Jimmy and I are actually just Ichigo and Uryu. Wow, who's like? I know he's Uryu, but it's like I don't know, man. That's actually hilarious. That's actually hilarious.
I mean, you and Cam are literally just Shar. You and Cam are literally just Shar and Amaral.
That makes it.
Wait, who's
That's so
Amaral? Who's
weird.
Char?
I don't know.
Cam's Amaral. Cam's Amaral.
You know what? That makes sense.
I guess.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, but why? You know what? I am Charspasnable. It is what it is. But that means I die at the end. Well, that means we both die at the end. that means we both die at the end.
Hey, ending of Bleach. Ending of Bleach the series. How the fuck do two ghosts have a fucking child?
Don't are you come seriously? They had to go to Soul Society.
Guy. What? What
Also,
you gonna
you can
say?
get a Gigai.
What are you gonna
You can
say?
get bodies.
What are you gonna
The
say?
ending-
Gigai.
The ending
What are
of
you gonna
Bleach.
say?
The ending of Bleach leaves me furious. That's all I'm gonna say.
Why are you
How
so
the fuck?
mad? It's
How the fuck do Rukia and fucking what's his nuts
Renji
have a fucking child? They're
My
both
God.
dead.
Byakuya has guys. Byakuya comes from a no. Okay.
Soul Society.
Byakuya comes from a.
And they have kids. So
Yeah, Byakuya comes from a. We saw Byakuya as a child. He was born. He didn't die. He just showed up there. Remember. Also, you know,
Soul Society.
Ichigo's father was born in Soul Society.
Thousands of years.
Remember, the peoples of Soul Society are thousands of years old.
But in the beginning, everyone was dead in the Soul Society. Everyone who's in the Soul Society
Not
is a dead
every
person.
single person in the Soul Society is dead.
Yeah.
Rukia is, right?
Born and die in Soul
No.
Society. Do they die? I'm guessing they probably die. But people are born in Soul Society. They've been born.
Yes.
We don't know.
Rukia was born in Soul Society. Renji was born in Soul Society.
these are- but
Byakuya
these-
was born in Soul Society.
But these are all your. Why can't ghosts have fucking children? Anyway,
We saw.
What the fuck not?
this is veering from the topic.
We saw Byakuya Kuchiki as a child, which means he grew up. He comes from a family of nobles, which means they have to be.
But how
So,
can
like-
you be in the underworld if you're dead? If you're not dead. If you're not dead. Anyway, the whole thing
There
just
are
doesn't make
spirits.
sense.
There are spirits that are not dead. What is so tough about this? Because remember, they all used to be one world before they split off into three. Lego
what?
Mundo Soul Society. and Human
So
World were
people just
all-
don't die then, really.
Wait.
You can't-
Did Kubo
Bleach
say
universe.
that they all used to be one world and then they got split?
Yes, that was literally what Juha Bak's plan was to combine all of them together back to their original form.
Oh yeah, no, I skipped most of the the thousand.
You
Year
just
War.
don't remember, man. Like, they're dead. Like,
I remember every
not.
I'm a
They never
bleach.
said
I'm a bleach.
They
I'm a
never
bleach
said
aficionado.
anybody who was a captain, was dead.
So let me finish.
The dead spirits were set.
But they also said they weren't alive.
Wait.
Because they're spirits. They don't have to be dead people.
But
They
they're
just-
spirits. If they're spirits, that means that they're
Everyone,
dead.
everyone shut up. Everyone shut up. Shut up. Jesse, you're misunderstanding how everything works in Bleach. All right, so there is the human world, right? There is the Hueco Mundo, right? And there is the Soul Society, okay? All right, now. Okay.
Yes.
Water. Glug.
All right. There's the human world, there's the Soul Society, right? Shit, there's the human world, there's the Soul Society, and then there's freaking what's it called? And then there's the Hueco Mundo. You're on the human world, you're born, you live, you're a plus, right? A plus is like literally a plus soul in a human body, a solid human body. But within that soul, you are a plus, right? And in the human world, you're intangible. But you're still the soul of a regular human is a plus, signified by them having a chain on their chest connected to their body. But if the chain is broken, they have to. If the chain is broken and it completely dissolves, what do they become? Oh wow, you lot don't know your Bleach. They
Reaper?
become a hollow. That's how you become a hollow.
Hollow.
That's how you become
Yeah,
a
hollow.
So yeah, so
I'm not talking. You niggas didn't read Bleach. That's all I have to say.
I never read it. I never saw it. I don't intend to. It's kind of shit. That's all.
fuck
I
off.
read it years ago.
So here's the thing. Now, in the Soul Society, pluses, right? Pluses are literally free to do anything. They can eat, they can sleep, they can drink, they can fuck, they can have kids. Only thing you can't do is die of old age. You can definitely die, but you can't die of old age. But you can definitely die, and you do age.
Big deal. Huh?
Yeah, the thing is, in the Soul Society, there is the process. The point of Bleach is that everything is in a cycle, in a way. Like that's the way entropy works, kind of. So when you die in the world, you become a plus. And if you get found by a Soul Reaper, they just send you to the Soul Society. If you don't, you turn into a hollow. Then a Soul Reaper finds you. Then they send you to the Soul Society. Like any hollow that gets killed by a Soul Reaper, they are being like that. A Zanpakuto, their whole thing is it purifies the soul and sends it to the Soul Society. Now, what happens then is if you die in the Soul Society, you go back to the human world, right? So that's the cycle. You become human, hollow, go to the Hueco Mundo, go back to the human world to feed, and if you die in the human world, you go to the Soul Society. You die in the Soul Society, become a human, and the whole thing starts over again. That's how Bleach works.
Circle of life.
Now,
Then how does it work for the children then?
Why wouldn't it? Okay, so think about this. Like, just putting aside all the stupid anime bullshit. Think about this for a second. If they're in like the world of the dead, like let's say Soul Society is the world of the dead. How do you think they work there? Do you think they're ghosts? Do you think they just float around? Do you think they're intangible? They don't no, obviously, like
No, they walk around. The anime showed it.
they eat, they touch each other. They have like tangible physical form. So why
they
wouldn't
go
they
to
be
school. Niggas went to school, dog.
Yeah. Just thinking about it like on a basic level. Why the fuck wouldn't they be able to have kids? Like obviously
We've seen Genghis, we've seen Jin.
That's what I mean.
How did
So
Rukia and how did fucking what's his face red hair have children in the real world then?
I'm going to say this very slowly. There's two ways it could have happened. All right. First,
They didn't have it in the real world.
yeah, no.
That's the
Let me
The
finish.
kid-
Jesse, fucking shut up.
But they go to the same
Fucking
school.
Christ.
I
Jesus
can't believe
fucking
we went
Christ.
from Chuny to this shit.
Let me finish. There's two ways it could have happened, all right? In Bleach, there are these things called Gigai. A Gigai is an empty shell of a human body, not physically human, but not entirely physically
So
human.
Jimmy, before you explain all this, was this actually shown and explained in the last chapter?
Giga were a thing in like the first 3 chapters.
In like the last chapter though.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. Like
You
no,
think-
I'm going to
This is how
okay.
Rukia-
No, let me. I'm going to. I'll get to that. So I'm gonna get to the whole thing. So let me finish. Cause Jesse's not saying anything because he's mad as fuck and he knows I'm gonna explain it, but in a much less angry way than he is. Anyway,
That niggas didn't read Bleach.
shut up,
You just
Jesse.
did.
Shut up, nigga, shut up, Jesse. I did.
Even you, Jimmy. Explain the 1,000-year blood war.
I
Oh,
know
you
what
just
happened.
read-
At
you
the,
didn't
I know what happened at the end. So let me finish. The reason the thing that happened with Rukia is that she and Renji had a kid in the real world. Either that's one possibility with Gigai, The other possibility. The other possibility, which I think is much more likely, is they had a kid in the Soul Society, and in the last chapter, they literally are visiting Ichigo and them for the first time in a long time, and bringing their kid, who's a plus. Actually, she's not even a plus. She's a fucking Shinigami. So like, yeah. So that's how you know she's not. That's how you know they didn't have her on the fucking on Earth, because a baby born on Earth, like. Unless you're Ichika, who has a dad who's human with Shinigami DNA. But then again, you have to ask yourself the question: how did Ichigo's dad have Ichigo? Because Ichigo's dad is a Shinigami.
Ask yourself that question.
Because he took he got the.
I don't know.
Jimmy, he
They're
got
ghosts.
the body.
Yes, again. No,
You see,
he got a Giga.
talking about how they fucking bleach. You see what you did?
Okay, one, he got a Gigai from Kisuke. Okay, that's literally been explained before. You would know this if any of you idiots actually read Bleach.
Keep going.
Now, calm down.
No, because none of you did. They literally explained this in the last arc. They have a part of the 1,000-Year Blood War arc where they literally explain Ichigo's entire origin. Like it's all of it explained. But
So
none
they
of you read the
retcon it.
last
They
arc.
retcon his
No.
origin. Keep going.
No, they don't.
Shut up for a second. Wait, are you saying
Okay, keep going.
they
retcon it.
His
Okay.
dad.
This is
Okay. So you got it at the last second. Okay, keep going.
This is how they fucked and how Ichigo came out. That was a whole ass
No.
thing in the arc.
No, literally. They say
You
Ichigo.
said it.
Yes, because they said Ichigo, you literally do not know anything about your parents. You have no clue about
Because they retconned it. Okay, keep going.
No, they didn't. They never explained it to begin with. They never
Yeah,
told
so they
Ichigo anything
retconned
about
it.
his
So
parents.
they retconned
That's
it.
not a retcon if I never
They-
explained it.
okay, so Jesse, you're missing it.
not
You're
how a
you're missing
retcon
it.
works.
Number one, Leo. He's right. That's not how a retcon works. Number two, a retcon can only work if you're invalidating old information. They didn't invalidate old information. All they did was come on. All they did was like really,
invalidating else. It's something that's
A
directly
retcon is Razor Palpatine.
So the reason why it's not a retcon is because like they really did go the extra mile to kind of make it fit. All we knew about Ichigo's mother before the show started was that she was a human who died to a hollow before Ichigo was born. Then later on in the series, later
No.
finish.
She died to a hollow protecting Ichigo. Again, you niggas didn't read.
Oh
Bleach.
yeah. No,
That's
never
what
mind.
Jimmy meant to say. That's what Jimmy meant to say.
Yeah,
I got it. And I didn't say
Never
anything.
mind. I forgot. They did change that part. But like they actually did explain the real way she died apparently, which you know what? Never mind. It's a retcon. They invalidated some information because I now remember it. Because I'm remember. No,
Jimmy.
Jesse, let me
the
tell you
only
why.
part that they
Jesse,
retcon is
Jesse,
not
let
the
me-
father.
Let me
The
tell
only
you why.
thing that they
Because Ichigo like literally the way they have it set up is that Ichigo remembers. The Ichigo remembered his mother dying, like that he was with his mother the day she died. That was the way. That was the original way they did it. Not that she died, like anyway.
No, Jimmy, please. I have literally watched Bleach too many times. His mother got killed by Grand Fisher in
Yes.
front of him.
Yes.
That is the same thing that happens in the backstory. The only thing the backstory does is, hey, his mom was a Quincy, but her Quincy powers didn't activate because of
Quincy
Joabak.
Jones.
So they
Jinko.
retconned it. They're
Cool, I'm disconnecting Shane from the call. Cool. Back to what I'm saying. Okay,
It's fine. It's fine that they retconned it because even One Piece.
That's not a
is
retcon. A
retcon
retcon
stuff.
means that they say something and they say, "Oh, that's invalid."
Oh yeah,
they
yeah,
never
yeah.
explain.
Okay, I'm looking at this again. Okay, it makes sense. No, actually,
They didn't tell us Ichigo's mother. They didn't tell us
Is that what it is, or is it that Ichigo's mother got killed by a ghost thing, Hollow?
Yeah.
But then they
Grand
explained
Fisher.
it. Hey! His mother was actually a super powerful being called a Quincy.
No,
but
Quincy's
the Hollow that killed her she killed her because he had a superpower that negated hers.
No,
so that's why it
not
happened.
No, she died because
That's how you're explaining it.
The main villain.
No,
Okay.
Juha Bak is not a Hollow.
Juha Bak.
Juha Bak is the king of Quincy's. He stole Ichigo's mother's power. She couldn't use any of it. That's why she died.
Juha Bak is also the final.
Oh, so it wasn't ever a Hollow. It was actually another Quincy. All right, see, that's why.
No,
All right, that's why.
He stole her power, which means she did not have any power to protect herself.
So the one thing about the what's it called, the flashback that really gets,
Because they literally established with Uryu's dad in like episode whatever.
Let me finish. The thing that gets me with the flashback is that they actually answer a question that like so many people like have had. How the fuck did Ichigo get hollow powers? Like, how did he become a Vizard, right? And
That's Aizen's fault.
No, it wasn't Aizen's fault. Cause
Aizen created White.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
What?
White is
Aizen
created from
Ichigo. No.
The hollow White that attacked Ichigo's mother was created by Aizen by murdering a few hundred Shinigami.
Oh, wait.
So how does Aizen work?
Yeah. Like that.
So how-
Jesus, I do have to read the last arc of Bleach again. Fuck.
So
yeah.
how does Aizen work actually?
How does Aizen? What do you mean? How does Aizen work?
Aizen possesses His Shikai is perfect hypnosis.
Aizen works by cheating. That's how it works. He's a fucking
because his Shikai is perfect. No, Aizen's Shikai was perfect hypnosis. He then told everyone else that wasn't what his Shikai was. He said, "Oh, he can control light." This man lied about his powers to the entire.
Yeah, sure. So like halfway through the series,
what happened?
Perfectly, like his power that was perfectly explained. Hey, no, he was lying the whole time, and then we found that out in the last arc.
That was like
that wasn't halfway.
That was
through
like
the series.
in the Soul Society.
I'm
arc, right?
using a very loose like time.
That wasn't
like,
even a
timeline.
quarter into the series. We were talking maybe 20
so,
episodes in.
So during his arc, he explained his powers.
Nope,
and then
we
later
didn't
on,
learn the explanation until after.
Later on in the series.
When he told us his true power, that's when we learned he lied about his powers originally. We never got this.
So that means like when we learned about his real power at the last arc of the series,
we didn't learn about his power in the last arc. We learned about Soul Society's second arc in the series.
We learned that he lied about his previous powers.
No.
So Aizen's like when Smash had the. So Aizen's like when Smash has the DL. So Aizen's like when Smash has the DLC character. They're all overpowered.
No, that's not even close to what this is. Neither of your things make sense. Aizen reveals himself, right? Aizen fakes his death. Then they're like, "Oh, actually, Aizen's alive."
Yeah.
And Aizen fucks with the characters. They're like, "Hey, wait, that's not your power." Like, no, I was lying to you. We never got told Aizen's original power until he showed his true power, and that was like what, 60 chapters into the thing, maybe 100, and we had 600 chapters of Bleach. That wasn't even halfway in. We never, the audience never learns Aizen's like the fake power he told people. We only get told like a second that, oh yeah, he lied about his power to us. We didn't know his true power. He was playing all of us. That was it.
Yeah. And so, but I thought you were talking about like at the very, very end where like, why did Aizen survive? How did he survive?
He has the Hokaku. The Hokaku gives you immortality. It was created by Kisuke. That's why he attacked Rukia. Like that's the Soul Society arc. That thing he put into his chest makes him immortal. They can't kill him.
He basically like adapts to whatever, I think.
And when did we find out that was the thing?
That was at the end of Soul Society arc. Kisuke had to explain to us like, yeah, he put the Hyogoku into Rukia's soul. That's why he tried to get Rukia to Soul Society. That's why he framed her to try and get her killed so he could get that. That was the entire point of Soul Society arc, was to get that so he could become immortal.
Killed when Ichigo used his final power.
No. When he used it at him, it broke through everything the Hyogoku had done to him, and then Kisuke sealed him. He didn't die. We literally see him sentenced to prison to like for 150 years. He's been alive the entire time. At the end of the final Getsuga Tensho, you see him like screaming on the ground as like Kisuke's trying to steal him. Let me see if I can find the picture. Aizen never dies.
Okay.
Like I get it, Bleach can be very confusing because Kubo sometimes goes a little too crazy with his bullshit.
And then ghosts have sex and have ghost babies that go.
They're
to the
not
same
really
school
ghosts.
as real people
They're
babies.
technically spirits, but also like technically the whole problem is we heard from like Drew Abaka at the end that like, oh no, the original worlds were all like one, then they got separated.
But Renji and Rukia have died once in their lives, right?
No, they haven't.
No.
They were both born in the Soul Society.
Oh, so they're
So,
ghost babies.
The Soul Society, they're not ghosts.
If you wanna view it
they're
like
not
that,
ghosts, they're
yeah, go
pluses.
for
There's
it.
a difference. Like the only place in the series where there's real just ghosts, you know, without any real corporeal forms is in hell. And yes, Bleach has hell. It's not the Hueco Mundo. The Hueco Mundo is just the Hueco Mundo. No, but there's hell in Bleach. Like
That movie was trash.
number
That
one, no,
movie-
it wasn't. Number two, they described it before they did the movie.
No, I remember. Like, I know that was a distinct thing from Hueco Mundo. I just remember that movie.
Actually, here's a.
I like the hell verse. It was cool.
There's a weird. There's
Oh,
a
like,
weird
I mean,
thing.
Bruce
I-
say that, Jimmy,
you know.
because you'll make
Here's
me
the weird
rewatch
thing.
it. You'll make me
Here's the
rewatch
weird
this
thing.
shit. My taste is
Here's the
probably
weird-
matured. Thinking back on it, I might have watched this when I didn't have any taste. So
Here's
Jimmy, please go reread Bleach. I know Yao hates Kubo because he hates a struggling artist trying to fight against the system.
Facts.
Wow.
Facts.
Okay,
Facts.
let's not
Facts.
frame it that way. I don't like Bleach because I don't like Bleach.
I'm
What
waiting
does
on
Kubo have to do with
for
it?
the I'm waiting on Kubo to make his come up. Nah, okay, see, my man is on that wave. He's getting that bang from the new Sakura Wars game.
also here.
He's gonna come
Also,
back
here's
with
another thing.
He's not
Speaking
coming
about
back.
Kubo, have you watched the interview with Takei, the author of Shaman King? He's like, yo, y'all be sleeping on Shaman King. My man is out here
Kubo
hurt.
was like, I'm lonely without a manga to keep myself busy with friends. Imaginary
Damn, bro, it's
friends.
real wild that like
Telling
people
you.
keep saying Togashi.
Yeah,
Okay,
how-
cool. Can we talk?
Here's a question. How are we going to update 90s Shonen manga when the nostalgia comes in? Because they can't keep those original black designs.
Yeah, pretty much
Shaman
the
King,
orphan dilemma.
Cockloaf? Yeah, they probably can't keep that design. So,
Or here's
and in
here's
the
a novel
manga
concept.
in America.
Here's a novel concept. You just make fucking new anime.
It's true.
Whoa.
Hey,
what are you
Jimmy,
talking about?
Jimmy,
Why would
Jimmy.
we do that?
Hey, Jimmy, what did you think of Ken Busters?
So let me guess. Is this so? This Isaacen show, right? I've literally like stayed away from it because I hate things that people all talk about all at the same time. Makes me very uncomfortable.
Ow.
Makes me very uncomfortable. It actually makes me sick to my goddamn stomach. Oh, it's about.
I mean, how do you think I feel when I come in here? You guys talk about Konosuba.
It's
all
an
right?
anime. It's an anime about anime. Okay, cool. That's the
Konosuba's great.
That's why people love it. Okay, that makes sense. Sure.
That's
I
why
said
it's
it's,
bad.
it's literally anime Oscar bait.
Yeah. Like anime about anime are like the easiest way to get nerds to love this shit.
Okay, but Eizouken is better than Shirobako.
No, it's not.
Look at those designs.
I don't
Look
want
at those designs
Hey,
of
look.
Shirobako.
Girlish Number is better than Shirobako.
Look, Yao, please,
No.
can you stop?
Dimension
wild.
Runner Kuromi is better than Shirobako.
Okay,
No
so
cap.
David,
No cap.
David,
It's
David,
wild. Anime
yeah,
about anime is really how
that
you make
video
all
is
Yeah,
literally
right.
bad. 90% of what like Super Aishapov says in that video is literal garbage. Like he's like, oh, the rankings of Bleach are doing badly. Now I'm not trying to say you don't have to like I'm not saying don't watch the video and enjoy it, but like he says the rankings are the reason it goes down. It's that the rankings aren't determined by sales. The rankings are determined by the editor of Shonen Jump. So when Bleach was ranking last, it's because the editor of Shonen Jump ranked it last. Bleach was still outselling. It's still one of the top 10 selling mangas in the world.
Well, the regs is
Like-
determined by the questionnaires, but the placement in the manga are determined by the editor. Yeah.
Yeah, and the questionnaires are just to see like, hey, if the series is doing like good, but like they don't really, because the problem is before they would account for all of the questionnaires, it would already be weeks after the chapter had come out. So it'd be like you'd have to be catching up for like what 10 weeks or some shit at minimum. And these are questionnaires that they're mailing in, and they have to like, you know.
Also,
The thing is,
also,
they only put
it's
in Bleach in the back because it was like a safe, like it wasn't
Yes.
bringing any new readers, but a lot of people were reading it. So no matter where they put it in the magazine, people were gonna read it.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
put the new stuff in front. They knew,
It's
hey,
like a-
One Piece and Naruto are the biggest, most popular stuff. People want to read those immediately, and they get new readers in. Some people come back to those. We put them in the front, and we put all the new series right behind those to try and drag some people in. Bleach is solid, hasn't been bringing any new readers in. We keep it at the back. That's what happened. But like Super Eye Patch Wolf was like, oh, it being bad in the rankings mean that the series was failing.
Okay, well, Super Eye Patch Wolf. You know what? Super Eye Patch Wolf is my example of the otaku doesn't know about how things work. Actually, he's my example. There you go, Jimmy. I found one.
Fair.
Yo, Jeff 2 exists.
No, I mean
Jeff
knows
has
stuff.
people whispering in his ear at the very least.
Oh yeah, Jeff people has my friends whispering in his ear.
That's shooters, all right.
No, they're not his shooters. At the end of the day, none of those people are his shooters. Like they're all just
I just hate Jeff
maybe
too.
Eye Patch
some
Wolf, one
mercenaries.
time, didn't he put up an image of fucking what's his name? Creator of Devilman, instead of like a picture of Akira Toriyama, and I was like, what the hell? You don't know what Toriyama looks like?
No. Yeah, that was the craziest thing this man said is he said that Kubo's art was better back in the earlier chapters. I'm like, are you high? You think Kubo's chapter, bro? Yeah, you know full well his art wasn't as good as what it became.
Listen, man, do you really want to ask me, Jesse?
Okay, you hated his backgrounds. You hated his backgrounds.
Bleach was the worst of the big three. Just look at the numbers.
Oh my fucking! All right, you know what? I literally never want to talk about Bleach to people again.
Okay, Jimmy, but let's be real here.
I never want to talk about Bleach to people who aren't Bleach fans ever again. Because like people who aren't Bleach fans have such a fucking smug and shitty way of looking at the series, and it just makes talking about it just very unfun.
I mean,
So
Jimmy,
it's
here's the thing, right? Bleach might have never sold the best, but his anime was infinitely better produced than that garbage from One Piece anime.
It was.
Fucking was.
Facts, but isn't it
It
Puro?
was.
Puro's
Anime
the
was.
Like,
Bleach was the best anime. It was.
No, Bleach. Toei was an abomination. The way they treat One Piece, they literally had times where they were adapting half a chapter.
Highest of keys. The reason I'm the kind of anime fan I am is more or less because I didn't come into this game with a trash anime like One Piece or Naruto. I came in with Bleach.
Oh my god.
Wow, we're just gonna shit on Naruto. We're
Yes.
just gonna shit on Naruto.
Yes.
Naruto is not a bad way to get in.
Suck my entire dick, you fucking peon.
I came in with all three of them, like with Bleach, Naruto.
I mean,
and
One Piece is
Here's the
bad.
thing.
So I can't say anything.
Here's the thing: a lot of the decisions Kishimoto makes in Naruto are actually decent ideas. He just sucks at writing women.
Not really. He wrote like a solid two actually pretty
Jesse.
solid woman characters.
Jesse.
But
I mean, it's a shonen manga. Don't everybody suck at writing women in general?
yeah, no. Oda can't write women for shit, but you know.
Also, One Piece is probably the best series of the three. Like the latest chapters.
All I'm gonna say is,
have
Leo, listen, maybe right now, you don't know how long One Piece is gonna go,
Dressrosa. All right, Dressrosa at the beginning was hype as hell, but the last 50 chapters were absolutely insane. That's the longest arc.
Chapters.
That's the longest arc in One Piece.
I got backup.
It's the new
Dressrosa was 100. Dressrosa was 100 chapters long.
So wait, is
Right?
One Big Tree? Is the new Big Tree One Piece My Hero Academia?
One Piece. People say Bleach has formulaic. No. One Piece is the most formulaic out of the big three. It is the most innovative.
You're completely right.
It is literally
completely right. You're completely right.
One Piece has some of the best self-contained arcs probably in manga. The way that every single arc is like a self-contained little movie.
It is, but it's also formulaic. I won't deny that.
Oh yeah, I mean early on. I think it's a little different when you get to like
Right now, ever since Zoe, it's changed. Like it's been different.
I'm just saying, Jess. I like Dressrosa, but that was kind of the point when I thought, this is nice, but the series is kind of going through the motions, so I'm gonna just wait till something big.
What was the point of Rebecca?
Other than being what's his face's child, nothing really.
Hey, how is Cairo so strong with no hockey? That's fucking crazy.
Would One Piece Demon Slayer and My Hero be a new big tree?
No,
there is no new big three.
No big three. Ever since Naruto stopped in 2014, the big three died in 2014.
Both the big three is the three most popular manga.
That's not what the big three is.
No.
That's not what the big three is. It's what's representative of the era. at the time.
Yeah, the
No,
2000s
no.
are gone.
The big
No.
three is not. The big three does not constantly change. It is a static term meant to describe those three anime. Nothing more, nothing less. We're not. There's no new big three. And no. Stop. I made jokes about that, but there is no new big three.
Time is not a flat circle.
It's not a measure of quality or of acclaim or any of that shit. It is meant to refer to 3 specific shows and a specific era that had a very specific impact and that were all influenced by DBZ. Like that's it. It's not.
The big 3 was Bleach, Naruto, One Piece. There will never be another big 3. That's
There
it.
can't be. No,
I
There
mean,
cannot be.
a different generation of fans will probably make
In the
something.
era
No,
they
the problem is,
existed,
yeah,
might
there
not
can't
call it
be
that,
another
though.
one.
Yeah, it won't work for them because here's the thing: when the big three were out, we couldn't escape them. When something big, when what's the thing? When the
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have been your host, Nino, aka Q-Ray, aka the Human Life Stream Machine, aka the Hot Take Intellectual, aka Young Gigadrill, aka the Nigerian Dada, aka Lil Heart Attack. Miyamoto too flashy. Trapping out the
I
Atari
like
trapping
how
out
Jimmy,
the band, though.
Jimmy got so bad that we like shit talking.
I don't pay my control. I know people for that.
Jimmy
aka Atlantis original talk. aka the Millennial Fallout Kuti. Aka the Pagan Slayer.
Nothing.
This man said, "How yo?"
aka
I gotta
Bugs
sit
Bunny.
watch Bleach once every live stream, man.
aka Young My Size.
Tradition.
I hate Bleach, bro.
I'm not even gonna do the thing. AKA the colonizer pulverizer, boss 9 of the Shuri Mafia, AKA Strong Boy Jaeger, Childish Gam 9 Call me Cash the Stampede, cause all I do is make this money and spread love and peace. Charles Spaznable,
AKA the Nigerian Drake.
I wanna come up with a new AKA right now. Oh, AKA Hanekawa's side nigga.
Nigerian
AKA,
Drake.
Nigerian AKA
Drake.
AKA
Young
Nigerian
Toto.
Stormzy. AKA
Wow, that doesn't mean anything.
that kid from Too Many Places to Count.
This is Nigerian story.
Yeah, but Stormzy's Ghanaian though.
Oh, what is that?
AKA.
AKA,
That's like me saying,
AKA Mr. Black and Platinum.
AKA I don't read.
That's like me saying, Jimmy. That's like me saying, Giga is the Wendy's of anime review. What does that mean?
Hey, yo, I'm sorry for hating on Bleach so much. I just hate that series so much.
Never be
Well,
sorry
you
for
know
that.
what, Leo?
Never
You
be
know what,
sorry
Leo?
for that.
One Piece is
Never
dog shit,
apologize.
and people who like it are retarded. So
That's fine.
Ah, whoa.
yeah, I use the R word. I use the R word. What you gonna do? You gonna cancel me? Retarded.
Not that
People who like
deep.
people who like One Piece
I
are
adore One
retarded.
Piece.
Retarded.
What
Retarded.
powers do you-
Re fucking.
Leo,
Are you some kind
Leo,
of
if you want Jimmy to forgive him, use that Cash App.
Oh no,
Anyway.
no, Jimmy, you saying the Nigerian Storms is like me saying the American Drake. What does that mean?
Yeah.
The
So
only reason I caught up to Naruto and Bleach is to hate on it when talking about One Piece with my buddies back.
I hope
like,
you guys know I've done the
That was a
AKAs.
thing.
The stream is
That's
over.
mad petty, I must say.
I'm not going to continue this. I'm ending
Yeah,
the
that's
stream
fine.
now. Sayonara,
That's fine.
Minasan.
That's fine. Bye.
Sayonara, Minasan. Thanks.
Follow me on Twitter, get me to 180. Follow me on